Hey everyone, thanks so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
The Brothers Smile by Natsuminatsu Ace finally reunites with Luffy in Alabasta while hunting the traitor Teach, but their meeting changes everything. As secrets unfold aboard the Moby Dick and a mysterious blue gentleman watches from the shadows, Whitebeard is accused of an impossible crime. With all brothers alive, one choice may rewrite fate forever. Disclaimer: this story do not belong to me. The author is The Brothers Smile by Natsuminatsu. Respect to author.
Chapter 15. Law currently sitting beside Luffy after examine his situation. He never thought he gonna help Luffy escaping and yet treat his wound. He never thought why he attract to Luffy much. He never thought even the Shichibukai Hancock let them docking on the other side of their island just to make sure Luffy is well treated and safe from being hunted by the Marines. He wonder how a simple idiot rubberhead can make allies with a current Shichibukai, ex-Shichibukai, other well-known pirates and even the Revolutionary Army. He impressed with this kid. Law holding Luffy current bounty poster. That big smile on the photo remind him of Corazon, a father figure of him. Looking at Luffy make him thinking of Lammy, his dead sister. A small smile plaster on his face. Not that he know he already fond with Luffy after what he did at the auction house and when they fought with Kid. Luffy respect both him and Kid dream to seek One Piece. He take them seriously. Luffy, he said softly. What? Ivankov shocked to hear about Sabo. He just collapse and haven't wake up until now. We don't know why. I sent Hack and Koala to fetch that old hag to take a look with Sabo's situation. He being off and always seemed to thinking a lot. One time I saw him looking at the sea like he missed something out there. Dragon replied. Well, there's something we need to tell you. When Akainu threatening your boy to kill him and next targeting Ace and the Blue Gentleman, he seemed furious about it. He even want to help us to protect Blue. He even decide to ally with the Whitebeard to protect Ace. Call it a hunch, we think maybe they connected somehow. Ivankov explained. There a long pause on the other line. Well, that a new lead to discover. I will try to search about their connection. What you're gonna do now? Dragon asked. We will go back to Kamabaka Kingdom and lay low for a while before starting our next move. Make some plan and try to gain more information. We need Inazuma and he currently injured by Megalon poison. So, we need Izuma to get well first. Ivankov answered. Very well then, take your time. Without Sabo I cannot risk other revolutionaries to get into action. We will gather more information until his waking up and continue our plan. Dragon said. Alright, until then, we will keep in touch. Ivankov replied and hang up the Den Den Mushi. A sudden ring from Ace Den Den Mushi forcing Marco to wake out from his thought. Thatch and Whitebeard looking at the ringing Den Den Mushi with wonder. The three of them currently stay at Ace room for a while. Who is calling Ace at this hour? Hello, who is it? Marco answered. Marco. Jimbei surprised. Jimbei Yoi. Hold on, Thatch and Oyaji here too. They also want to hear from you, Yoi. Marco said. Jimbei, where are you? Last time I heard you been captured at the Impel Down. Whitebeard asked. Oyaji. We managed to escape and currently on hiding. Don't worry, my injuries is healing. Where are you all? Jimbei answered. We already at the Shinsekai. How in the world did you escape from the Impel Down? There must be some crazy daredevil guy helping you out. Thatch said surprisingly. Jimbei laughed fondly, making the three of them wonder. He is daredevil idiot, and reckless enough try saving me out from there. I owe him my life. Jimbei said with proud. Whitebeard listened to Jimbei proud tone. It seemed that Jimbei is fond with this guy. How interesting, he thought. Care to share with us, Yoi? Marco asked. Jimbei laughed again. You know him. The one who declared war and recently punched the Tenryabito. Jimbei answered happily. The news shocking the three of them. Whitebeard laughed after heard Jimbei answer. Surely, only that daredevil reckless rookie that he interests him the most. Muffawera no Luffy. He's the one breaking you from the prison. Thatch widened his eyes. Yes, he is. Jimbei laughed fondly. Cheeky brat. I really like that brat. I hope he joining the crew. Whitebeard said a laugh away. Give up Oyaji. He will not join. He after all a free pirate. Jimbei answered determinedly. The three of them looking at each other. Jimbei answer making them wonder. Jimbei is protecting this rookie even he refused Whitebeard offer for him. I wonder, how come you answered Ace Den Den Mushi Marco? Jimbei asked. Actually it is a long story. Hear me out about Ace situation now. Marco tell him about Ace current situation. I see. I hope Ace waking up soon. I'm sorry I cannot visit him with my own state right now. I need to heal my injuries first before I can go back to Fishman Island. Jimbei answered solemnly. Don't worry Jimbei Yoi, Whitey Bay is on her way to Fishman Island. She said she need to resupply before continue to go to Shinsekai. You meet her there, Marco told Jimbei. And one thing before that, I think Ace know Luffy-kun. When Ace been threatened by a Kainu, I never expect Luffy to agree ally with Oyaji. Never seen Luffy-kun being that serious when I first time meet him. Jimbei explained. That explained everything about Ace lately behavior. He seem angry with the kid. Maybe Luffy is Ace allies. Thatch presumed. If it gonna be like that I see you all soon. I hope Ace getting well. Jimbei said and hung up his Den Den Mushi. A week later, Luffy slowly opened his eyes. He saw a guy with black polka dot white hat sleep while sitting next to him. A picture of a young girl and an older young boy in his hand getting Luffy attention. He know this guy, the one who fight along with him while trying to escape from the auction house. He tried to sit up making the machine attached to him beeping up and waking the guy from his slumber. You're awake Muffawari ya, Law said and examined Luffy injuries while Luffy sitting on his bed. Where everybody? Luffy start to panic and looking around. Don't worry they all safe. How do you feel? Law asked. Hungry. Tired. Meat. Luffy replied bluntly. Law forced himself not to roll his eyes. Where Jimbei? Luffy asked again. He in the process of healing and currently sitting outside and talking with the other. You on the other hand nearly give his heart attack when your heart stopped twice when we operating you. As a doctor I'm glad you awake now and your condition seemed good from the other day. He explained making Luffy cock his head a little. You're not understand what I am saying are you? Law looking unbelievably. Nope. Luffy answered bluntly making Law smacking his forehead. You fight with a Kainu right? Law tried to explain again. Luffy nod. He injuring you here. Law point to Luffy chest. While I treating you, your heart stopped twice. Law pointing toward Luffy heart. Luffy widened his eyes. OWH, mystery injuries. I get it. Luffy replied making the surgeon sweat drop. Can I go out now? Luffy asked again. No. For the meantime you are bed rest. Until you injuries healing better, I will not allow you to move anywhere. Law said making Luffy pout. Law smile a little looking at the captain in front of him. His behavior really like a little kid but when he gets serious not one can stop him. Hey what you name again? Luffy asked. Trafalgar Law. Law answered. T.R.A. Oh, Owl. Luffy tried to pronounce Law name. Trafalgar Law, Muffawari ya. Law tried to correct him. T.R.A. Law. Arg. Your name is hard to call. I called you T.R.A. guy. No that feel wrong. Oh, I know Terao. Shishishi. Luffy laugh away making Law face palm. My name is Trafalgar Law. Law said annoyingly. Yup. That your name Terao. Luffy said making Law feel Luffy ending his word with, duh. Law rolled his eyes. Talking to Luffy like talking to a kid that never listened to the others. You stay and don't go out. It's doctor order. Law said firmly and looking at Luffy eyes seriously. But Terao. Meat. Luffy said while his stomach growling. Law sigh. Stay or I won't give you meat. Law tried to bargain. What? No meat. Terao is meanie. Luffy pouted. If you stay I bring the meat here. If you step out from here I use my ability to cut you and let others eat your meat. Law start to get a headache. Okay. Luffy said and lay down quietly. Law just sweat drop to see how Luffy act. You just bribe him and he listen to you. What a pain. Beppo, bring the meat here. Muffawari ya already awake. Law command and step out from the room. Luffy just smile widely to him before he's out from the door. A small smile plaster on Law face. Never did he know Luffy's smile already capture his heart. Meanwhile, Ace walking endlessly. All he could see is all white surrounding him. Not even a tree there. He wonder where is he right now. Just a moment ago he talking with Marco and the others on the Mobi about his idiotic brother, next he end up here without any clue where to go. A light in front of him forcing Ace to cover his eyes with his hand. A fire figure standing in front of him calmly. The fire figure seemed taller than him and his fire is attract to it. What the hell? Who are you? He asked. It seemed that Ace's fire is opposite of the fire figure's fire. While his fire is wild, the fire figure's is calm. They seem to coexist with each other like yin and yang. The fire figure lend out his hand. Ace alert and stand into defensive stance. The fire figure just standing there with his hand toward Ace like asking Ace to take its hand. Ace you need to wake up. They waiting for you, the fire figure said. Ace widened his eyes. He know that voice but he tried to deny it. It can't be him. He was once his brother and his only friend back then. It cannot be true. Sabo. But Sabo is dead. Is he dead too? Ace take my hand. We need to get out from here. They waiting for you. Lu waiting for you. I'm waiting for you, the fire figure said. Sabo, is that you? Ace didn't want to believe it. The fire figure smile. We must get out from here. Take my hand. Trust me, the fire figure said. Ace hesitate. Trust me, after we get out from here I come to you. Wait for me there, the fire figure tried to convince Ace. How can I trust you? Ace said angrily. We connect through our fire. Lu is in danger. We need to save him. Ace shocking to hear it. He know Luffy is in big trouble. Screw this. I need to save Lu. If you really Sabo I gonna punch you for the 10 years taking care of Luffy. Ace determined and taking the fire figure hand. We deal with it later. The fire figure hold Ace hand and both of their fire burn brightly and blinding them into the brightest light they haven't seen. To be continue. Chapter 16. Turao. Law massaging his temple. He getting a headache for sure. Luffy keep whining want to go out from the room. He been bed arrest for a week already. Law is already on the edge to kick Luffy out from his submarine ship. Alright already Mufawari ya. You can go out but if you injure yourself again I won't treat you anymore. Law give up when he saw Luffy pleading with his puppy eyes. Turao the best. Shishishi. Luffy immediately hug Law fondly. Law try to escape but he give up and return the hug. Luffy surprised but he let Law hugging him like Ace and Sabo always do when they young. Luffy walk in front of Law happily. His smile plaster on his face and babbling about anything he feel he want to talk about. Law just smile and both of them walk toward where Jimbei and the others are. Jimbei. Luffy launch toward Jimbei and hug him. Jimbei surprised looking at Luffy. Is he alright to walk outside? I though he is bed arrest. Jimbei asked toward Law. Mufawari ya keep whining and it really annoying. Before myself try to kick him, I rather my patient be in good condition. Law answered. Jimbei sweat drop. He really praised Law patiently for taking care of Luffy. Not many people can resist from the hyperactive captain. Law then take a seat on the rock not far from Jimbei and Luffy. He sigh and try monitoring Luffy from making any dangerous act hurting himself again. Turao is the best but I really hate in that room. Always eat that nasty thing and really boring. Luffy whined. The other sweat drop. Luffy boy, we need to go back to the island soon. It seemed that Inazuma needs some rest. They will heading there tomorrow. Ivankov said. I need to go back to Fishman Island also. Jimbei said. Luffy look at Jimbei. I see. Wait for me there. Shishishi. Luffy smile. Jimbei smile fondly. Before that we need to do something first. A figure walked toward them. Rayleigh smile to see looks better. Rayleigh Awesome. What you're doing here? Luffy jumped and stand in front of Rayleigh. Searching for you. Shaki really likes you. It seemed that Fire Fist and Blue really worry about you. Rayleigh answered. Luffy looks sad. Jimbei and Ivankov looking at each other. They never expect Luffy know Fire Fist and Blue gentlemen. I need to go searching for my nakama. We need to regroup. We not strong yet. Luffy feel defenseless. He knew he weak and not strong enough to protect them. Awesome, I need to find my nakama. Luffy said determinedly. Where? Rayleigh asked back making Luffy realize. He didn't know where all his nakama are. Luffy-kun. Jimbei said looking at Luffy's sad expression. I have a suggestion. Want to hear it out? Rayleigh smile at Luffy. Luffy stare at the Dark King try to think what Rayleigh have to offer. Luffy making the decision to follow Rayleigh plan. It for their own good. They not strong enough to go adventure to the new world. The other looking at the young pirate fondly. Well both of us leave for now. Crocodile stand up with Mr. One standing at his back. I won't let you harm Whitebeard Awesome in taking Vivi country again. Luffy said. I don't have any interest with the country anymore. For the Whitebeard maybe if ran into him on the ocean, who's know. For now I lay low. See you soon brat. Crocodile replied and using the small boat leaving the island. All of them looking at the boat sail away. V found something on the marine ship. It seemed an advanced baby Den Den Mushi. There are 3 of them. Ivankov showed the 3 different color baby Den Den Mushi to them. Luffy interested in poking the red baby Den Den Mushi. A smile crave on his face. The other 2 is in blue and yellow making him remember the color Ace, Sabo and himself likes when they were young. Suddenly, he got an idea. Eva-chan can I have all of them? Luffy asked and looking at Eva-chan with puppy dog eyes. It Ivankov mistake looking at Luffy eyes. V, think. Alright, here, it V yours. Ivankov sighed defeatedly. The others sweat drop. He give all 3 baby Den Den Mushi to Luffy. Luffy thanking him and looking fondly at the baby Den Den Mushi. Beppo do you have any paintbrush? Luffy asked the bear mink. Beppo looking at his captain and Law nod his head to let Beppo give the paintbrush to Luffy. Luffy paint the word, ASL, on the other side of all baby Den Den Mushi. On the other side, he paint the A with the cross on the red Den Den Mushi, S with the cross on the blue Den Den Mushi and L with the cross on the yellow Den Den Mushi. Luffy smiled widely satisfied with his handwork. What with the baby Den Den Mushi Muffawara ya? Law asked curiously. Something. Shishishi. Luffy laughed happily. He gave Jimbei the red baby Den Den Mushi and Ivankov with the blue Den Den Mushi. Jimbei and Ivankov looking at each baby Den Den Mushi with curiosity. Jimbei, can you give this to Ace? Eva-chan, give that to Blue. Luffy said. What is this for Luffy boy? Ivankov asked. Just give it to them. They will understand. Shishishi. Luffy answered. Jimbei and Ivankov looking at each other and shrugged. Turao, I'm hungry. Food. Luffy yelled. Law sighed defeatedly. The star shining brightly on the night sky. Law stargazing while sitting beside the rock. Luffy and Rayleigh discuss their plan on the other side while the other sleep soundly all over the place. He hear a walking step toward him. He turned toward the sound and found Luffy walk toward him and sit beside him happily. Get some rest Muffawara ya. Law said. Thank you, Law. Luffy said, making Law surprised. It is the first time Luffy said his name correctly. I save you because I want to. So you owe me one. Law stared toward the Black Sea in front of him. You a good guy Turao. I like you. You just like my brothers. If you are my brother also I really feel happy to have a big brother like you. Shishishi. Luffy said, making Law surprise. Luffy smiled sincerely to him. An image of Lammy come toward Law mind. An annoying brother like you gonna give me a headache. Law said and smiled fondly toward Luffy. Luffy smiled widely and letting his head rest on Law's shoulder. His hand hugging Law's arm. I got other brother. Luffy said fondly and drift into sleep beside Law. Law turned toward Luffy. Brother he never though of that. How easily Luffy capture his heart and trust him like a brother. Luffy's smile really is powerful that can capture any heart. Having a brother like Luffy is gonna be a chaos. Law finally smile all heartily. Brother, you are one of the kind Luffy ya. Law said and closed his eyes to get some sleep. Not that he know Luffy heard what he said. He like Law and now he is one of his brother just like Ace and Sabo. His instinct know Law is lonely and miss his sister dearly. At least he can ease a little of Law loneliness just like he done to Ace and Sabo. My brother. Till the end, he said whisperly and closed his eyes beside his newfound brother. To be continue. Chapter 17. It's already on the news. Muffawara no Luffy is the cover on the front page's news. It spread wildly that Muffawara no Luffy survived from the impel down. Dragon currently reading the news and a small proud smile carve on his face. He's alive. Muffawara no Luffy making a sudden appearance by standing on one of the fountain at the Marineford. It seemed that he company by none other than the Dark King himself Rayleigh. Muffawara no Luffy declare in front of the Marineford that he will be the Pirate King loud enough to all marine and civilians there. It seemed that his appearance is a bit different from before. He seemed to get a tattoo of 3D2Y, where the 3D word being cross on his right arm. He then making a chaos and fleet from there. Sengoku already ordered the marine to track down Luffy whereabout. Is it a message to his crew or what? No one know. Message. Koala said. Hack stare at the brown hair girl that's sitting beside Sabo bed. Dragon lean at the wall reading the news to them. Sabo still lay unconscious on his bed peacefully. It mostly toward his crew. Hack said. Dragon agreed. A knock from the door making them turn toward it. Ivankov just arrived and searching for Dragon. You all here? How's Sabo boy? He asked. Still the same. He haven't waking up yet from that time. I really wish he waking up soon. Koala answered. Your boy is one of the kind. Dragon, we need to discuss something about VY mission. Ivankov said. Dragon just nod. Before both of them out from the room, Ivankov stopped and taking out something from his pocket. A blue small Den Den Mushi. I forgot. This is for Sabo. Ivankov said and putting the Den Den Mushi on the table beside Sabo bed. This is advanced kind of baby Den Den Mushi. Hack surprised. Luffy boy asked me to give it to Sabo. I don't know what your son connection to our Sabo but we think they allies with each other. Ivankov explained to them. Hack and Koala looking at each other. They not ally. Koala interrupted. What do you mean? Dragon and Ivankov confused. They are brothers. Hack replied. What? Dragon, is he your son too? Shocking Ivankov. I pretty sure Luffy is my only son. Dragon replied calmly. When we at Thriller Bark, we meet Luffy there. Luffy seemed to recognize Sabo and he start hugging Sabo crying all out. That the first time I saw Sabo gently calming Luffy like he know how to handle him. After that before he gone back to his crew he bluntly said to us that Sabo is his brother. Koala explained. Ivankov gasped with shock. That's why he determined to protect Sabo when Akainu threatened him to kill Sabo. We never knew. Ivankov surprised. We don't know all the detail. Only Sabo know the story behind it. If he regain his memory, we may know what happened before. The other son I never knew I have. Dragon said. Sabo. Koala said, wishing in her heart that Sabo will waking up soon. He's done it again. Thatch amazed. A big smile carve on his face. Huyoi. Marco confused. Whitebeard stopped drinking from his sake bottle. Namur and Izo turned toward the pompadour head. Muffawera no Luffy. Thatch smiled. Whitebeard laugh away. I really want to see how our ace react to this. Izo said. If he really ace ally, we sure got a strong and crazy one. Namur interrupted. It will be chaos everywhere. Thatch snickered. Marco smiled fondly. Someone approaching Ace room. A knock on the door making the five of them look toward the door. A long flowing blue hair come into the room with a smile. Oyaji. She said. Whitey Bay. Thatch smile widely. Welcome home my daughter. How your journey? Whitebeard smile fondly. The best ever. I heard what happened to our ace and I knew his identity. Whitey replied. I meet Jimbei when I stop at Fishman Island. Whitey said again. How is he Yoi? Marco asked worriedly. He is in the state of healing. It seemed that he attached to Luffy-kun. Whitey laughed. That brat really one interesting brat. Gururara. Whitebeard said and continued sipping his sake. Oh by the way Jimbei asked me to give this to Ace-kun. Whitey Bay pulled something out from her dress. A red small Den Den Mushi in her hand. Baby Den Den Mushi. Thatch poking the Den Den Mushi. This is an advanced one. First saw some marine use it. Izo explained. All of them shocked to hear it. How do you get it? Namur interested. Not me. Jimbei asked me to give to Ace-kun. It originally from Luffy-kun. Whitey explained. That brat again Yoi. Marco wondered. I bet Luffy know our ace before he being with us. Izo said making other wonder too. Well we just need Ace to wake up so we know the answer. Namur sighed. Ace. Please wake up. We miss you. Thatch said sadly. The other also pray in their heart. With the other Strafut pirate. Brook. So that is your plan Luffy-kun. Alright, I will getting stronger when we meet again. I definitely making a new song for our adventures. Yo-ho-ho-ho. He said while reading the news. Frankie. Roger Luffy. I will get stronger and build something new for Sunny. Frank currently fixing some machine in the leftover Vegapunk lab he found when come to this island. A beeping sound from the machine nearby accompany him. Robin. Alright Captain. Robin smile away making the revolutionary that rescue her wonder. Are you alright, miss? Is there something we need to do? One of the revolutionary asked. Nope. She replied and look out from the carriage. Chopper. Huh. Luffy is fine. Yay. Alright Luffy I will study hard here to create medicine and cure for our journey. Chopper looking toward the mass library in front of him. He determined to study it all. Usopp. He's okay. Luffy is okay. Wait for me Luffy, I will get more stronger than ever. Usopp raise up his hand after reading the news he got. I need to train harder. He said. Nami. Baka Luffy. Nami shouted after she read the news. Be sure to wait for us, Luffy, she said with a fondly tone. She will learn and getting strong at this island, Weatheria. She determined and hope they will reunite again and stronger than ever. A smile carve on her face as sunny as the sun. Zoro. Perona still holding up the news annoyingly. Zoro searched for the hint Luffy tried to give him. The tattoo on Luffy's arm caught his attention. He smiled satisfying. He tried to stand up with all his strength and walking toward the castle while Perona floating behind him. The monkey still there waiting for him. Zoro looked at the monkey determinedly. Mihawk stopped drinking after he saw Zoro walking toward him with new injuries. Zoro then kneel on his knees and lower his head asking Mihawk to teach him. Why? Mihawk crooked his eyebrows. To defeat you. Zoro answered. You cannot defeat the baboons, why should I teach you? Zoro answered interest him. You're the only one left. Zoro replied. Mihawk smile interested to Zoro answer. Very well. Mihawk said. To be continue. Chapter 18. Sabo opened his eyes slowly. The moon shined through his window. The dream that his had forcing him to awake. He looked toward the calendar and it seemed that he'd been unconscious for a while. He smiled tiredly. He looked toward his table. The small Den Den Mushi caught his attention. He slowly tried to sit up. The stiffness for not moving a muscles for a while making him harder to sit up. After attempting to sit up for a couple time, he managed to sit on the bed. He reached toward a glass of water and drink it. After that he reached his hand toward the blue Den Den Mushi. The blue Den Den Mushi stay still on his palm. He examined it. A letter S with cross on it caught his attention. My symbol, he said. He turned to the other side. ASL, he widened his eyes. His finger brushed the letter along it. Who? When? He whispered to himself. He looked toward the newspaper on his table. It state the date is 3 days ago. A picture of Luffy in front of the news caught his attention. He read it quickly. 3D2Y. He tried to decode the message. Then he noticed there are another tattoo on Luffy's other arm. He widened his eyes. ASL. 3D2Y. 3-day 2 year. OWH, I get it. He finally understand. You getting what? Koala interrupted him. Koala. Sabo said. Koala smiled with satisfied. I am so glad you wake up. You make us all worried, she said. Sorry, not my intention to make you all worry. Sabo apologized. Koala sighed. So, what is it you found out? Koala asked. Just Luffy message, he answered. What is it? Making Koala interested. You see this, 3D2Y with 3D being cross. He tried to give message to his crew that they supposed to meet 3-day when they fight with the Marines on the Saboti, but eventually he postponed it 2 years to meet again. Sabo explained. Koala not understanding. This Den Mushi. Sabo asked. Luffy gave it to you. He asked Ivankov to give it to you. Koala replied. How the hell he know Ivankov? Sabo asked again. His instinct tell that something is not good happen while he is unconscious. Well, I don't know how to explain. I think you read this yourself. Koala handed over the newspaper where the invasion of Impel Down occurs. Sabo read it. He did what? And got injured. He shouted angrily. Ivankov and Dragon currently heard the noise and walked toward Sabo room. Saba boy, you're awake. Ivankov cheered. Dragon looking at his chief of staff that still fuming angrily. I am gonna kill that rubber idiot for making me worry. Sabo said angrily, making the other sweat drop. Before you kill my son, I think you got to heal first. I'm glad you okay, but I need you in top shape. Dragon said. Dragon-san, Luffy is giving me heart attack one day. How can he related to you? You know how reckless he be before and until now. It needs so much energy to maintain him to stay still. Hoo. Sabo said with defeated tone. Dragon's sweat drop. You regain your memory, I see. Dragon said again. Sabo nod. I need you to get a good rest and you can tell us later on. The son I never have. He tried to crack a joke but eventually making the other sweat drop. He. I tell you later about that Dragon-san. Sabo replied while still sweat drop. The three of them letting their self out from Sabo room and let Sabo to his rest. Sabo lay down and determined to take action after he fully recover. His thought run toward the fire fist. How will Ace coop up with the news? He hope Ace isn't faint after heard about what Luffy have done. Ace, wait for me. I will come to you after this. I make sure I get stronger than ever. I know the others really try to found our connection, but I won't give it to them yet before I find you and apologize for 10 years suffering. Our fire will protect Lu. I promise this time we will be together again even we are not sailing on the same boat. I miss you, Ace. Sabo monologued to himself. Ace. Ace opened up his eyes. A sudden light from the room making his eyes hurt, ending up he groaned with pain and shut his eyes. The noise from groan waking up Marco and Thatch that rest beside his bed. Ace. Thatch looking worried toward the fire fist that tried to open his eyes slowly this time. Thatch. Ace said slowly after regain his sight. You making us worry yoy. Marco feel felif. Ace tried to sit up and the two commander help him to sit on the bed comfortably. What happened? Ace asked. I get Oyaji and the others. Thatch run toward the door and out from the room to tell their captain. You fainted and unconscious for a while yoy. Marco answered. For how long? Ace asked again. Marco point toward the calendar. Ace widened his eyes. What happened to me actually? Ace said looking at his two hand. That's what we want to know, my son. Whitebeard stand in front of him. Namur, Izo and Thatch standing beside him. Oyaji, he said. After the conversation we have, I suddenly getting a massive headache and my fire seem out of control. After that it all went black. Ace tried to recall his memory. You fainted and got high fever. You know how worried we are when you didn't wake up after that. Izo explained to him. Sorry, I didn't mean to worry you all. Ace said with guilty tone. We glad you awake now yoy. Marco smiled fondly. He the one who brought me back. Ace said fondly. Who? Namur asked making other curious. I dream I walking in the unknown space where there are nothing at all. Then I saw him in fire figure smile at me and telling me to wake up. He said Lu in danger and need me. Even he already gone he still watching us. Ace replied. Lu, who? Thatch asked curiously. My little brother. Ace answered. A small smile place on his face. And who is he then yoy? Marco asked. Sabo. He was also my brother. Ace replied. Was. Is he? Namur widened his eyes. Ace nod. He was killed by Tenryabito when we still kid. Ace said making other surprise. Are them Roger's son also? Whitebeard asked curiously. OWH. No, no. Both of them are not blood related to me. We are sworn brother. Ace explained to them. You will give his heart attack someday. A few weeks ago on the news was already enough making the world in chaos. Thatch said. OWH. What is it? Ace asked curiously. Izo hand over a few newspaper to Ace for him to read. Ace read it over. Punching Tenryabito. Fighting Admiral and defeated. Invading Impel Down. Saving Jimbei. Ace massage his temple. Luffy really giving him a headache this time. What in the world that idiot rubber brain brother of him think of? How in the world he know Jimbei? Ace asked. The other just shrugged. OWH by the way, that brat give you this. Jimbei asked Whitey Bay to give to Yuyoi. Marco opened the drawer and gave him the small red Den Den Mushi. Ace looking at the small red Den Den Mushi. His symbol with the cross paint on the side of the Den Den Mushi and a letter ASL on the other side. He widened his eyes. When did he give this to Jimbei? Ace asked again. I think it after they escaped from the Impel Down. Namur said in giving him the newspaper from 3 days ago. He managed to escape. Ace shocked. Luffy really have a lady luck on him. Ace read the newspaper Namur hand to him. He saw the message and the ASL symbol on his arms. He understand the message Luffy tried to give them. That's include himself. What caught his attention is the picture of Rayleigh not far from Luffy. Rayleigh. Ace wonder making others look toward the newspaper also. I never noticed that Yoi. Marco widened his eyes. Ace is he on our side? Whitebeard looked toward Ace to calm firm. By the story Jimbei tell me when they try to escape from Impel Down, he never doubt to sacrifice himself to save your life when Akainu threatened to kill you. Ace surprised. He felt shock but relief also. He never have a brother like him. Luffy is his son, his core to live. I don't think he is on our side, Oyaji. It is more to Ace than us Yoi. Marco explained when he saw Ace reaction. Well, you can say it is like that. He is stubborn after all. He choose what he want to do. He free to do what he want. Ace smile brightly making other smile also. They never see Ace smile like that. And giving me heart attack one day. Ace sighed defeatedly making other sweat drop. He is one hell of pirate brat. Gururara. Whitebeard amused. I think we let Ace rest more. His body still recovering. I'll bring his food in here afterwards. Thatch suggested. They all not agree with Thatch. Get well soon my son. Whitebeard wished. Oyaji. Minna. Thank you for loving me. Ace said all-heartedly. The tears fall down toward his cheeks. You are after all our Ace. One of the Whitebeard. We never betray our own. We are brothers Yoi. Marco said fondly. After that, the four of them out from Ace room. Ace lay down and looking toward the ceiling. Thanks, Bo. I really miss you, he said and rest his mind to sleep. To be continue. Chapter 19. Times KIP. Jimbei kneel to his knees in front of Nami and confess what he already done. He apologies for his people in Arlong for harming Nami's village and the people lives there. Sanji asked Jimbei to do harakiri to atone his sin but Nami stop him. Stop it. Along is the one I hate. Nami said and sit down. Jimbei looking at Nami with surprise. I'm glad you're not the mastermind behind Arlong's pirate. I mean you're Luffy's friend, right? I know I suffered a lot from it but because of that I meet many friends and all of that made me who I am now. I won't hate you because you're a fisherman. So, don't apologize for my life. I don't regret it. I'm having a lot of fun now. Nami explained with a satisfying smile. Jimbei widened his eyes with shocked. He remembered what Queen Otahime and Fisher Tiger said before they died. Not blaming others for their dead. Tears leaking through his both eyes. He feel touched with Nami words. I don't deserve such kind words. I am in your debt. Jimbei lowered his head and cried away. At the meantime Horde already invading the Fishman Island and currently at the plaza try to lure the mermaid princess there. Jimbei and the Strafut pirate making a plan to save the mermaid princess family. After defeated new Fishman pirate, all the Strafut decide to fly away from the plaza but the princess try to stop them. Why did you all run away? You are after all our hero. Shirahoshi said. That's why we run. I don't want to be hero. Zoro denied. Nami beside him just sighed. You know hero is. Just say there is sake. A hero is someone who shares his sake, but I want it all for myself. Zoro explained earning a sweat drop from Nami and the others. Jimbei look at the first mate and Luffy. Their mind are one unique mind. As if they connect to each other and understand what each other try to tell without even said a word. He remember what Luffy hero explanation before. Flashback. Hero. I love heroes but I don't want to be one. Do you know what heroes are? Luffy said. Huh. Jimbei looking at Luffy curiously. Let's say there's a chunk of meat. Pirates would have a banquet and eat it, but heroes will share it with other people. I want all the meat. Luffy explained, earning a smack by Nami at the back of his head. Jinbei's sweat dropped. End of flashback. Jinbei. Luffy yelled. Your promise. Luffy said, making others except Zoro curious. Jinbei looked fondly at Luffy. He sit down and relax. What promise? Nami asked. It's time, isn't it? Jinbei said. You're the one that made the promise. Zoro stand beside Luffy and a small smile carve on his face. Jinbei smile. Mufuera no Luffy, I Jinbei, the former captain of the Sun Pirate and once a Shichibukai, accept your offer, sailing under your flag as one of your crew. Jinbei said with determination. You what? All of Straw Hats except Luffy, Zoro and Robin shouted out surprise. Shishishi. Luffy smile and grind widely. Robin smile with their antics. Jinbei laugh with their reaction. Let's celebrate. Luffy shouted. They interrupt by one of the fishman soldiers that carrying message from the King Neptune to invite them to have a banquet at the Ryuga Palace. They all agree and sail toward the Ryuga Palace. It is after midnight. All of Straffut's already visiting their dream land with all of them who party in the Ryuga Palace. Luffy awake and currently sitting outside looking up at the Fishman Island sky. A ringing from Den Den Mushi in his hat make him pull out the Den Den Mushi. Moshi. Moshi. Luffy answered. Can't sleep, Lu. The voice said, making Luffy smile widely. Bo. He said happily. Sabo laugh. How are you? Sabo asked. Great. We all at the Fishman Island now. Tomorrow we will go to the Shinsekai. Luffy said excitedly. Lu, I make my mind to visit Ace. Sabo said. Did he know? Ah, you remember. Luffy surprised. Yes Lu, I remember. All of it. I haven't contacted Ace since my memory back. Do you think he mad at me? Sabo said with worried tone. Ace will be angry, but he love you. We are brothers after all. But, he gonna punch you. Shishishi. Luffy laughed away. Sabo's sweat drop. If he can, I become stronger, you know. Maybe I can defeat him and win the match we haven't finished since we still kids. Sabo said proudly. Hey, I want rematch also. Not fair. Luffy pouting. Sabo laugh. I'm thinking of getting some vacation from the revolutionary's job for a while. Sabo sighed. Shishishi. Sabo want to play hooky. Luffy laughed again. Well, sometime we need to be selfish for ourselves. Sabo replied with a grind. I want to play hooky too. Luffy whined. Can you leave your nakama behind to play hooky? Sabo asked. You gonna go alone to meet Ace? Luffy surprised. Yup. Sabo answered. Yosh, I decide to play hooky also. After all, I am their captain. They will understand. Luffy said bluntly. Sabo laugh. I go and meet Whitebeard Ojisan after we arrive at Shinsekai. Meet you there. Ya nah. Luffy said again and ending the call. Wait, Lu. Ah, that little idiot really serious this time. I hope his crews didn't get any trouble with him. Or maybe not, he said with a sigh and putting his Den Den Mushi inside his top hat. Sabo. Sabo. Koala knocked the door. After a while she didn't get any answer, she opened the door. She surprised to see the door didn't lock up. She walked inside and found it empty. Sabo. Koala wondered. A piece of paper on the table caught her attention. She took it and read it out. To who read this letter now? My guess is Koala. If you try to find me, I already sailing miles away. Sorry, I gonna play hooky for a while. Don't go and find me. I bet you will force Hack to go and find me. Blue Gentleman. P.S. Dragon San, I will come back to you. Don't worry, I didn't leave the Revolutionary Army. I just have something personnel to saddle up. Gome. Koala read it through again for a second time. She fuming angrily. Baka Sabo. Koala shouted angrily. She stomped out from the room and went looking for their leader, Dragon, and searching for Hack to trailing Sabo whereabout. She making her mind to drag Sabo back. Jinbei and Luffy walking at the market center of the Fishman Island. They talk and joke around until one of the shopkeeper calling the ex-Shichibukai. Both of them stop in front of the shop. Jinbei Oyabun, I hear you set sail with Mufuera, the female mermaid shopkeeper said. Yes, I am. Jinbei answered. Can you help me? She asked politely. If I can help you, I will try. Jinbei replied. The female mermaid went inside and bring out a dagger. Jinbei Oyabun, if you meet Ace-san, can you give this to him? He forgot it in my shop not long ago. Both he and Namur seemed to rush to go back and accidentally forgot it here. She explained and give it to Jinbei. Ace sword. Luffy look at the dagger curiously. Jinbei look at Luffy to find the right answer to tell the female mermaid. Yosh, we give him his sword back. After all, I want to meet Whitebeard Ojisan. Shishishi. Luffy replied, making the female mermaid relief. Jinbei widened his eyes surprise. Thank you Mufuera-san. Here's some souvenir for you. Have a good day and safe sailing. She thanks Luffy and give him the souvenir. Luffy accepts it with a big smile and thanks her back. After walking a while they decide to return to Sunny and waiting for the time to set sail. All of the Strafuts looking at their surrounding with awe. Leaving the Fishmen Island behind and heading toward Shinsekai. They all feel really excited and the smell of adventure come with it. Luffy smile the widest of them all. Luffy-kun. Jinbei interrupted making other looking toward the two of them. Huh, Luffy wondered. You really want to meet Oyaji? Jinbei asked. Oyaji? Who? Luffy wondering. Whitebeard. Jinbei replied making others shock. What? All of the Strafuts said at once except for Jinbei and Robin. Yup. Shishishi. Luffy grinned widely. To be continue. Chapter 20. Jinbei watching Luffy sitting on the sunny head looking at the endless sea. Zoro and Sanji not far behind him quarrel and start fighting as usual. They both end up being stopped by Nami punching both of them. It's still a mystery to him how the monster trio lose to Nami and manage to bruise up Luffy without even using haki. He managed to get used to this situation for a whole day after joining the crew. Luffy. Nami said making Luffy to turn around. What? Luffy asked. His big owlish eyes looking straight toward Nami. Nami sighed. Are you sure we gonna visit the Whitebeard? You know we just enter Shinsekai. Are we gonna perform alliance with them? Nami asked back. Luffy blinked his eyes. I want to meet Whitebeard Ojisan and giving back Ace sword. We are Whitebeard ally isn't it? Luffy answered with a smile making other sweat drop. Nami, you asking the wrong one. You know Luffy alliance definition is aren't you? Usopp interrupted making Nami sighed again. I forgot our captain is an idiot. Robin. Nami tears up animatedly. Robin just smile and comfort the navigator. The point is where we gonna start searching. Sanji said. I think we can dock for the nearest island to gather some information and search for them. If we lucky we meet the commander that usually go to Whitebeard territory to resupply or helping the people under their protection. Jinbei explained. Super. We can use this plan. Frankie said and posing as usual and Brook playing his violin. Are we near any island nearby? Usopp asked. Nami looking at her log pose and her map. Hey look, there's an island over there. It has volcano. But it's on fire. Luffy said pointing toward the fire on the sea with excitement. Chopper looking at the island with excitement also. Suddenly they hear the Den Den Mushi ringing. Robin explained that maybe the call is merely an ambush set by the Marines. Ignoring Robin's explanation Luffy answer the call and they hear a call for help from the other side that end up the caller being killed by a samurai. After Luffy hang up the call they all gather on the deck. I want to go help him. Sanji food. Luffy decided making the other side defeatedly. They choose to make a draw to decide who gonna go with Luffy. Alright then the one who go with Luffy is Zoro, Robin and Usopp. We will waiting here. If there's something happen contact the Den Den Mushi immediately. Nami giving the instruction. I swim down and find any danger from nearby. Jinbei said. Alright Jinbei. Be careful. We didn't know what is it down there. Nami replied with concern. I will. What I concern about is Luffy and Zoro. Both of them really a trouble magnet. I hope Robin and Usopp can handle them. Jinbei's sweat drop, making Nami sighed even harder. After watching the four of them sail through the fire with the Milky Way Nami Crete, Jinbei jump into the ocean and scouting the island from under the sea. One crazy battle at the Punk Hazard later on. Meeting the children, performing alliance with Trafalgar Law, helping the children to escape from the lab with G5 Marine team. Capturing Caesar and end up having banquet with the Marines. After all of that event, Jinbei looking at his Nakama and the G5 team with shocked. How in the world this can be happening in front of his eyes? Law sitting with his Nakama and drinking with Zoro. Luffy just enjoy eating with the Marines where Smoker just simply ignore capturing Luffy in front of him. What happened here? He walked toward Zoro. Law looking at the Shichibukai curiously. Smoker stopped drinking and looked toward Jinbei also. Jinbei, where have you been? You miss the fun. Usopp said while Chopper agree with Usopp. Scouting. Jinbei answered shortly. Just blend in. I tell you the rest after we set sail. Sanji said and hand him the food. Jinbei take it and sit beside Zoro still confused. How are you Jinbei ya? Law asked. Never better. I owed you a thanks. Jinbei replied. I'm a doctor. That's what I do. Law explained and continued drinking. After a while, the Marines took the children to find their home. Caesar being locked up in one of the sunny room. The Strafut sail away from Punk Hazard with Law as their ally. Law sitting at the lawn deck near the rails. Luffy sit beside him and fall asleep making other wonder why their captain trust Law so much. No one try to question Law and Law just ignore Luffy cling beside him. So you joining them Jinbei ya? Law asked. Yes, I never thought you perform alliance with us. You one of the Shichibukai now. Jinbei answered. So you want us to help you defeat Kaido? Sanji said while smoking. Jinbei widened his eyes, shocking with the news. That's what both of us agree. Law said. So, what the plan now? Jinbei asked again, making other looking toward him with wonder. What plan? Usopp wondered. We currently searching for Whitebeard, right? So, which part the plan we gonna go first? Whitebeard or Kaido? Jinbei crocked his eyes. Law widened his eyes. What in the world he want with Whitebeard, ya? Law asked with shock over his face. Captain want to meet him and giving back Ace dagger. That what Captain Sand told us. Foo. Robin explained with smile. Luffy ya, wake up. We need to talk. Law tried shacking Luffy awake but fail. Luya, if you not waking up I will not let Sanji give you meat. Law threatening him. Luffy opened up his eyes widely after hearing the word, meat. Meat. Luffy yelled, making other sweat drop. He looking around and wondering where the meat are. Tarao is meanie. There are no meat. Luffy pouted, crossing his hands, making other sweat drop even more. Luffy ya, I want to clear on something. Who will we meet first? Whitebeard or Kaido? Law asked as simple as he can. Luffy looked at Law with his big owlish eyes. Whitebeard Oji-san. Luffy answered with a big grind on his face. Law widened his eyes. What about our plan to take down Kaido? Law yelled out. I want you to meet Ace and maybe we can ask them about Mingo. Luffy answered, making others surprise. You want us get help from Whitebeard. And the one who you want them to help us is the Fire Fist. Nami looked toward Luffy with surprise. Luffy nod. Is he okay? You didn't give him any weird stuff. Because it seem I hear him wrong. He just said something brilliant. Usopp panicked, looking toward Sanji. Sanji annoyed and giving a light punch on Usopp head. So you want Ace join with us for a while? Zoro stare at Luffy. Luffy look at the first mate and smile widely. Yup. OWH, by the way, I think Blue will join us also. Shishishi. Luffy added, making them more shocking to hear what Luffy said. Blue gentleman. Robin amazed. A small smile carve on her face. You know him? Zoro stated, making other look toward Robin. Robin just smile. Yes, because I've been with them this 2 years and I know his name, but I won't tell you unless he tell you all himself. Robin answered. By the way, both of them really keep tab on you somehow. If Dragon-san, I never doubt, but the Blue really make me wonder why. Robin added. Luffy just smile. Neither of them spoke afterward. So, you know where Whitebeard is, aren't you? Law break the silence and turned his head toward Luffy. Don't know. Luffy said bluntly and laugh away. Law face palm while the other just sighed. It really gonna be a long search. Law groaned. Luffy just smile and telling them it is nothing to worry for. The white whale ship figure become near to him. Sabo tried to stay calm and hoping Ace will not mad at him. After his boat near enough the big ship, he yell. Marco jerking down to see the person yelling at them. Blue gentleman. What he's doing here? Marco thought. Namur lower down the rope ladder and Sabo climb up as fast as he can while carrying his bag with him. Blue. What bring you here? Thatch welcomed him with a smile. Sabo returned the smile. I think we never get in touch about any of this meeting, Yoi. Marco suspicious with Sabo. I want to meet Ace. Sabo answered determinedly. To be continue. Chapter 21. Sabo looking around the deck searching for Ace. Marco asking him to join them to meet Whitebeard on the other side where the captain always sit and having his drink. He be accompanied by Thatch, who walking beside him smile happily while Marco in front of him looking unemotional, guiding them toward Whitebeard. Marco never let his guard down and Sabo know he didn't trust him when he want to see Ace personally. Sabo smile a little relief. Ace finally found the place he searched for a long time ago. A place that other want him to be part of them, giving him a family. After they arrive, he greet Whitebeard as usual and state his purpose just like he told Marco. Namur and Izo standing beside their captain with alert and waiting for Whitebeard to give them order. Brat, you want to meet Ace? Why? Whitebeard asked. I need to tell him something. Sabo answered. Care to share with us, Yoi? You know we never trust you, not when he is the son of the Roger and he is one of us now. Marco demanded. Sorry, but it is between me and Ace. Only the two of us. I cannot tell other unless I tell him first. Personally. Sabo replied. Then, we cannot let you see Ace until we know what you want with him. Thatch said. The smile on his face vanished and his reaction turned serious. I can't tell you. Just let me see Ace once. Sabo sounded desperate. Sorry kid, on this ship we must know why before you want to meet one of us, and by means all the commanders on this ship, especially our second commander. Namur tried to threatening Sabo. I will see Ace even I need to fight you all. Sabo said impatiently. Ace, I have something to tell you. Ace, Ace, come out. I really need to tell you. Sabo shouted out continuously. Stop it. Don't make a ruckus here. Namur tried to stop him but Sabo easily escaped from his grab. Don't stopping me. I will fight you even I have to. Sabo standing with a fight stance. Be my guest. Namor attacks Sabo with his fishman karate but Sabo counter it with the same move. Namor and the other surprise. Whitebeard looking at Sabo with wonder. The Revolutionary Army really are intelligent and skills. Thatch and Izo corner Sabo on the other side. Sabo let out his pipe and ready to fight the three commanders. Marco stand beside Whitebeard letting other to fight with Sabo. The three commanders attack all at once. Sabo managed to evade and sometime he managed to counter-attack. He didn't know how much time left before he's gonna collapse. The fight draining his energy. Using the opportunity looking at tired Sabo, Thatch try attack Sabo from his left side with his sword. Sabo alert when he see the sword an inch away from his stomach forcing him to activate his devil power. The sword cut him into half-flame figure making the crews and Whitebeard shocked to see his power. A massive hockey being released by Whitebeard forcing Sabo to turn back into his human form and panting on his knees. Whitebeard become furious and with his power he managed to make Sabo laying unconsciously on the deck floor with some injuries. A little blood come out from Sabo mouth and staining his corvette. Marco held Sabo on his collar. Marine's ship coming, yelled one of the crew from above. Shit, this day never get better yoy. Prepare to battle, Marco said angrily and command the other to stand by. 2 days later, Sunny sailed toward the island with the full speed. Luffy smiled widely. It has really been a long time they dock on the island after Punk Hazard. Law looking toward the happy Luffy with a small smile on his face. We can resupply here before we set sail again. We can gather information here about Whitebeard. Nami explained. We are in luck. That island is protected by Whitebeard. Jimbei said giving Usopp the telescope. Usopp looked toward the island and saw the Whitebeard flag. That's mean one of the commander may be there. We can ask around. Chopper jumped happily. Usopp joined Chopper later. Luffy looked toward his nakama. He smiled fondly. Zoro crocked his eyes looking worried toward his captain. He noticed Luffy behavior seem out 2 days ago but no one noticed him. His captain really know how to hide it well. Flashback. Zoro take a walk on the deck. He stretch out a little to relax his muscles. His shift already end a few minutes ago and Brook currently on watch. Then, he spot Luffy sitting on the figurehead talking. He curious with whom Luffy talk to. What he hear is like one-side talk. Zoro lean behind the ship mast ears dropping Luffy's conversation. You help me. Are you sure? Luffy said. A bubble kind of whale-like sound seemed to answer Luffy question. Why? You not mad? How about the other? Luffy said again. The sound seem answer again. Luffy seemed quiet for a while. Then I counting on you. Guide them to him. Luffy replied and smile. End of flashback. Luffy demand food from Sanji making Zoro out from his thinking mind. Robin looking at him wondering what Zoro thinking. They made plan to go separately and meet at the ship when the night fall. After getting the food Luffy catapult himself toward the forest earning the angry shout from Nami and Sanji. He always like this, Nami said angrily. Better than he bored on this ship. I don't have any idea left to keep him stay still. Jimbei sighed. Law looked toward Jimbei wondering. What are you saying, Jimbei ya? Law asked. Bored Luffy tent to jumping out from the ship and the idiot devil fruit user tried to save the other idiot from drowning. Sanji explained while pointing toward Chopper and Brook. Law sweat drop. Chopper and Brook feel offense. We better go or the captain will end up making trouble. Foo. Robin already beside Zoro that walking toward the other side of the forest. Why you follow me? Zoro asked annoyingly to Robin. Robin just smiled to him. Zoro just grumbled toward her and letting her walk beside him. On the other side of the island. Ace Nee, help us, the little girl shouted toward Ace. The burning house is everywhere. Ace is on the mission to capture the pirate that threatening the village. The villagers calls for their help and Ace been giving the mission 3 days ago. He found that the star pirate is the one behind it and he investigated before take any action. Before he take any further action, the star pirate already make a move and attack the village. He have no choice but to fight on his own. He managed to report to Marco and Marco tell him the backup is on their way. Portgas D Ace, or should I call you Gal D Ace, the captain of the star pirate holding a sword in his right hand and ready to fight Ace. Ace turned toward the captain and scowled. He managed to save the girl and led her toward the safe hiding place. He then been surrounded by the star pirate crew from everywhere. If we kill you here we will be famous, said one of the pirate. Dream on. Ace smirked and begin the attack. He managed to defeat the star pirate crew and end up only the captain left. The captain fuming angry toward Ace. Not that Ace know the sword that star captain hold is made of sea stone. They fight each other out and Ace managed to injure the captain. The captain become more angry and managed to sneak on Ace back slashing his sword at Ace's back. He managed to wounded Ace. Ace fall to the ground with blood cover on his back. The captain smile victory toward Ace. Ace use his strength to stand up and kill the captain by burning him alive. After he confirmed the captain is dead, he leaned toward the nearby tree. He cough out blood. With only strength he have, he walk into the forest and heading toward the other town finding someone who can help him treat his wound. After walking for a while, he fall down unconsciously. Luffy take a walk at the harbor. Many ship docking at the harbor and some of the fishermen ready their boat to go out of the sea to catch fishes. One boat with a pirate flag catch his attention. It seemed that the men reloading some barrel and supply into the boat. A figure wearing pink kimono and with a geisha hairstyle talking at the Den Den Mushi with serious tone. Luffy blink and stare at him. Izo feels someone staring long enough at him and he turned toward Luffy. It's rude to stare, you know. Izo said. Luffy just keep staring. Are you Okama? Luffy asked bluntly. No. I like to wear like this. Is there any problem? Izo said annoyingly. Nope. Luffy answered. Izo looking at Luffy while crocking one of his eyebrow. What's you doing here, kid? Izo asked. Take a walk. Luffy replied and stared toward the pirate flag. Izo saw it and smiled proudly at the flag. That's a Whitebeard flag. Izo said proudly. You're a Whitebeard pirate. Luffy said with excited tone. Izo nod. Can I come with you? Luffy asked eagerly. Why? Izo curious. I want to meet Ace. Luffy replied. You know Ace? Izo interested. Luffy nod. Sorry but you can't come with us. Izo declined making Luffy slumped his head with a sad impression. Well, what we got here? A guy with pompadour hair out from the cabin. Just a kid want to meet Ace and come with us. Izo answered. Thatch looking toward Luffy. Hey kid, you know Ace? Thatch asked. Luffy looking toward Thatch. His hair remind him of a bread. Cool hair. Luffy said bluntly making Thatch flushed. Izo rolled his eyes. Thatch is the name. You got a good eyes kid but just like Izo here said you cannot come with us. We are pirate after all. Thatch explained while pointing toward Izo. I know you are pirate. Luffy stated making the two commander looking at each other. A grumble from Luffy's stomach break the silence. Ah, I'm hungry. Luffy groaned. Thatch smile looking at Luffy. He remind him of Ace. Hey kid, I caught a sea king few days ago. Wanna try it? After all I am a cook. Thatch invited him. Luffy eyes shining and he drool when Thatch told him about sea king meat. Meat. Thatchy you are awesome. Luffy smile widely. Thatch lead him toward the kitchen. After they ate, Luffy sitting on one of the barrel looking at them preparing to set sail. Thatch and Izo busy discussing supplies they gonna need and the other busy reloading the goods. They ignore Luffy sitting on the barrel. Luffy suddenly remember one of the night he's sitting alone on sunny figurehead. Flashback. Luffy tried to call Sabo and Ace for the 5th time but the call never been picked up. He didn't know why he feels something bad will happen to Sabo and Ace. He double-checked their Vivre card. It seemed that Sabo Vivre card has slightly burn on the edge and Ace Vivre card still full white. Captain, he heard a voice calling for him. He turned left and right but he didn't see anyone. The voice called again. Who are you? Where are you? Luffy still looking around. A kid figure with a yellow sailor's raincoat with a pair of shoes appeared standing in front of Luffy. Luffy widened his eyes. He feel he know that figure standing in front of him. Sunny. Luffy said. Sunny smile widely. Captain, just go to them. Sunny said. But how about the others? They will notice I'm gone. Luffy said. Don't worry, I help you. Sunny replied. You help me? Are you sure? Luffy said. Yes. Sunny answered. Why? You not mad? How about the other? Luffy said again. You my captain and I want my captain to be happy. If you meet the Whitebeard crew and decide to go with them, I will guide them to the Whitebeard's ship. Just speak to me with your heart and I will know. After all I connect to all of yours in here. Sunny said and pointing toward Luffy heart. Luffy quiet for a while. Then I counting on you. Guide them to him. Luffy replied and smile. End of flashback. Luffy determined. He load out the things in the barrel without others saw him and decide to sneak into Whitebeard's ship with his plan hiding inside the barrel. He need to find Ace and meet him. Sunny. I'm going with Whitebeard commanders here. Guide others toward him. I wait for you all there. He speak into his heart and tried to connect to Sunny. Roger, Captain. Sunny replied making Luffy smile. And with that the barrel being loaded into the Whitebeard commander boat safely and they set sail toward the Moby Dick. To be continue. Chapter 22. The sun is setting down. Most of the Strafut crew hanging on the sunny deck except for Zoro, Robin, Chopper, Luffy and the Heart Pirates captain, Law. Where did the shitty captain go? It quite seems like he out of characters. He never skipped dinner. Sanji said while lighting his cigarette. Nami looking at the island with worry. Two figure walking toward Sunny. One is grumbling and another smiled toward him with a few shopping bags in her hands. The grumbling one also carries some of the shopping bags annoyingly. Zoro. Nami yelled toward Zoro. Do you know where Luffy go? He seemed not back yet. Nami said, making Zoro tense up. Zoro looking at Robin also wonder where their captain are. We never meet him on the island while exploring. Zoro answered with worry. Robin also feel there's something wrong with the situation. Even Sanji didn't go to his jealous mode in getting his and Zoro usual fight. Robin and Zoro climb up to sunny deck and grouping with the other. The two of us going to the town and didn't saw Luffy there. Zoro explained. I'm going to the garage store with Frankie not far from the harbor. We also didn't bump into Luffy yet hearing him doing anything trouble. Usopp said. I'm going to the market to buy some supplies with Jinbei but we also didn't saw Luffy there. Sanji spoke out while explaining to them. Yo-ho-ho-ho. I go explore into the forest nearby and I saw a village in a bad shape. I asked them and they said their home were being attacked by pirates. They also tell me one of the Whitebed commander helping them. When I asked about Luffy, they said they never meet him. Brook said. I hope he with Law or Chopper. Jinbei sighed with worry. Last I saw Chopper he is with Law. They going to buy some herb and medicines from the nearby medical store. Frankie replied. All of them sit on the deck floor and wait. They all turn around when they hear a footsteps climbing on the rope ladder. Chopper with the help of Law standing relief on the deck. They manage to go back to Sunny before dark. Law crock his eyes when he see the other looking at them. Something wrong? He asked. Did Luffy with you too? Nami standing up and asked with worry. Luffy not back yet. Chopper yelled with shock. Law widened his eyes. What did you mean he's not here? Law asked. His tone a little bit of worry. I can't sense him. Tisk. Zoro looking frantically to all direction. The worry clearly shows on his face. He's not on the island. Chopper start panicking. The other also worry. Robin close her eyes and using her power to search entire island but also fail. She shake her head to the other. Law impression turned into worry. He looked toward the island and sighed. We get something to eat first after that we search to idiot captain. Sanji suggested. Sanji right. We cannot find him with empty stomach. Let us get a quick dinner and go search for him separately in group. Chopper agreed. They all not agreeing to search for Luffy later on. Isn't that Muffawara's ship? Hack pointed toward Sunny. Koala turned toward the ship. Her hands still carry the paper they got this morning. The worry impression glued to her face. Hack just act calmly while he is also worry after reading the news. Robin is there, isn't it? Koala said. Hack nod. We can ask them if they see Sabo before that. Hack suggested and Koala agreed. They walk toward the ship and climb aboard. There's no one on the deck. The clicking noise from one of the room make them walk toward it. The other crew feel someone approaching and they all tense up. The two figures standing in front of the door making them all standing up and ready to defend themselves. Robin surprised to see the two figure there. She let her guard down and walked toward them. It's okay, I know them. Robin said confidently. Who are they? Zoro asked with suspicious. They with the Revolutionary Army. I know them. Robin replied. Hack. Jinbei said with surprise. Jinbei. What you're doing here? Hack also surprised to see Jinbei. I'm one of them now. Jinbei answered shortly. What are two of you doing here? Robin asked wonder why it's only the two of them. Eventually, our chief of staff decide to play hooky and end up being defeated by Whitebeard. Koala explained making them sweat drop. She hand over the news to Robin. Whitebeard make a move against the Revolutionary Army and kidnap the Blue Gentleman. There seem a photo of Sabo injured being held by the Whitebeard first commander, Marco. Koala looking toward the crew and she found that something is missing. Where's the captain? She asked making other side. We cannot find him anywhere. We even don't know where he go. Robin answered. I see. I think we can help you find him. But before that did you encounter our chief anywhere before that? Hack asked. We just got here from Punk Hazard. We didn't encounter him anywhere from there onward. Robin answered. That top hat guy. I encounter him before you all come. He asking for direction. He has a scar on his face right. Wearing like a noble kind of style. Carrying pipe on his back and top hat with Google on the hat. Law explained. That's him. You know where he heading? Koala asked eagerly. Law point toward the picture printed on the news. Whitebeard. Koala seemed to surprise. We supposed to go meeting Whitebeard as well after this. Not before finding that rubber brain captain first. Sanji said and lit another cigarette after finish the one before that. You're want to meet Whitebeard? Hack wondered. Apparently our captain want to make allies with them. Nami answered and sighed again. Well what we been waiting for. As soon as we found your captain, the sooner we get to Whitebeard. Koala said, making them all agree with Koala's suggestion. Brook is the last one climbing down the rope ladder. A small yellow figure sitting on the figurehead caught his eyes. He saw the figure give him a big smile. He turned toward his nakama and looked back to figurehead again, but the figure seemed gone. He stayed put for a while and last he decide maybe he is too tired and start hallucination. They separate into 4 group. Zoro, Robin and Koala search the town. Frankie, Usopp and Brook search the village on the other side. Nami, Sanji and Hack search the harbor while Chopper and Law search the forest. They all take into action immediately. 2 days later. How is he? Thatch asked Marco. Marco looked toward Sabo that laying on the bed with a seastone cuff on his hand. He breathing evenly. Other than the injuries from his fight with us, there's no other injuries. But the injury on his head that Oyaji gave him, I don't know when will he waking up. I hope he awake soon. We all need some answer about Ace and why he have Ace power. Yoi. Marco explained. How about you there, Yoi? I heard from Izo you all get into the fight with Marines and they're a boy saving your life. Is he alright? Marco asked. I hope so. Apparently the kid who saved my life earlier is devil fruit user. His condition is not so good. Thatch replied and looking worriedly toward the teenage boy with black messy hair and a scar under his face laying unconsciously on the bed. Thatch grip hard on the Den Den Mushi holder. He feel guilty. He was supposed to been shot down by the Marines, not the innocent boy that he just meet. It's not your fault, Yoi. We already land on the nearest island. It's Seaman in Habitat Island. I already give Izo our coordinate. We wait for you here. Marco tried to consult Thatch. I know, but I still feel guilty. I never thought he used his body to cover me from the shot. Never thought Marines using seastone. Bullets. Izo managed to remove the other bullets from his body except one. It's hit too near to his heart and Izo afraid if he try removing it, it will danger the boy life. Thatch explained. That sounds serious. I don't know if our equipment can help the boys, but at least we try first, Yoi. Marco said. Marco, I have a suggestion. Thatch said with hope. Thatch know only one guy can save this boy without fail. Marco crocked his eyebrow. What, Yoi? Marco wondered. Only he can save this boy. Help me locate him. Trafalgar Law, the surgeon of death. Thatch answered. Marco widened his eyes. To get Thatch asking other to get help, he knew Thatch is really damn serious in this situation. Alright, we try locate them whereabout, Yoi. Marco understand. We will be there shortly. Thanks, buddy. Thatch said with relief. Ace opened his eyes slowly. He feel tired, sore and in pain from the injuries. He look around and he feel that he is on a ship base on the rocking and the seawater scent. He's laying on the bed in the infirmary of someone's ship. His cowboy hat lay beside the bed and his Den Den Mushi beside him cover with bandage on its shell. He wonders who's saving him. Where the hell am I exactly? He monologued to himself. To be continue. Chapter 23. 2 days ago. Zoro, Robin, Koala, Brook, Usopp, Frankie and Jimbei sitting on the deck waiting for others to come back. They all feel worried about Luffy whereabout. Luffy, where did you go? Usopp sighed. Brook constantly looking toward the figurehead. Jimbei notice him and look at the figurehead also. What is it, Brook? Jimbei asked looking at Brook with wonder. I thought I saw something there. Brook replied. Something. Frankie crocked his eyebrow. You saw what? Koala asked with curiosity. There a child I didn't saw his face. Wearing a yellow sailor raincoat smiling at me. Brook answered making Zoro widen up his eyes. When? Zoro asked with panic earning other feel the same. Before we go searching for Luffy. Brook answered again. Zoro look at Robin, Frankie and Usopp. He's standing up and walked toward the figurehead. Are you sure, Zoro? Usopp said making other wonder. Zoro nod. Sunny, I know you hear us. You know where Luffy is, or you? Zoro said out loud. Sunny, Jimbei, Brook and Koala wonder. Sanji, Nami and Hack climb up to the deck and heard Zoro yell for Sunny. The three of them look at each other and walk toward where all of them sit. Oi, Marimo, what are you shouting for? Sanji asked in his usual way. Zoro just keep shouting Sunny name and ignore Sanji making him fuming angry. Oi, Minna, help us. They all heard Chopper yelled. All of them run toward the rail and saw Chopper with the help of Law carrying someone injured with them. A tattoo of Whitebeard proudly shown on his wounded back. Ace, Jimbei said shocking with panic. We get him up to deck first and treated his wound. Law said. They helped them to transport Ace to the deck. Usopp and Robin get the medical aid to the deck for Chopper and Law use. Where Luffy ya? Law asked after notice the rubber captain still missing. They all shake their head except for Nami, Sanji and Hack. We did found some information. Hack broke the silence. What did you mean? Koala asked. That rubber idiot captain really have a lady luck. Some of the fishermen saw him sneak into one of the supply barrel for the Whitebeard. They saw the Whitebeard crew carried him into the boat and heading toward the Whitebeard ship. Sanji explained. That idiot. Nami fuming angry with their captain. The other just sweat drop. Suddenly the ship anchor pulled up. The ship start rocking toward the sea and sail away, making all of them shocked disbelief with what have just happened. Who controlled the ship? Frankie panicked. We all here and there are no other beside us here. Usopp looked around with alarm. They all tense up until Zoro walk out from the group calmly toward the figurehead. You lead us toward him, are you Sunny? Zoro said gently. You the one who talked with him that night, aren't you? Zoro asked again, making the others wonder. A bubbling like whales sound echoing around them, making all of them surprise. Usopp, who know too well about the sound, smiled widely with tears in his eyes. Chopper also heard it and began crying, where Nami, Robin, Sanji and Frankie smile with all-heartedly. Don't worry Minna, I lead you toward our captain. The yellow raincoat figure dancing on the figurehead with a big smile. We count on you Sunny. Zoro said respectfully. Sunny. Usopp and Chopper already hugging each other and crying out happily. Thank you, Sunny. Nami said, smile toward Sunny. Frankie posed his usual super pose and thanking Sunny. Robin and Sanji just smile fondly toward Sunny. The other besides Strafut crew including Jinbei and Brook shocked looking at that figure. Brook's cane fall toward the floor. Law just seem amazed. Koala, Hack and Jinbei look toward the figure with shocked. Sunny smiled toward them and disappear. GH. Ghost. Brook yelled and run toward Sanji back. That's not Ghost. Usopp corrected Brook. What is it? Jinbei asked. Sunny. That's Sunny. Chopper answered happily. Law looking toward the original crew and found nothing but an honest answer from them. It's Klabotterman, isn't it? Law said. Yes. Frankie replied. To saw a Klabotterman on a ship is really rare situation. You all really are something. Jinbei amused. She really been love, isn't she? Koala said fondly. We all love her. Chopper said proudly. The other smile. So that figure is Lion Chan. Brook said, earning a nod from Usopp and Chopper. Yo ho ho ho. It's an honor to be sailing with you Sunny. Brook bow his head with respect toward the ship figurehead. Thank you for leading us toward him. Jinbei also bow his head and proud with what Sunny done. Few hour later, Frankie taking the lead from Sunny and sailed toward Sunny Point 2. The other gather around the deck and doing their own activities. Ace already been treated and currently occupied the infirmary bed, lay down and rest. Law sitting near the figurehead while Zoro on the other side. Nami saw Koala keep staring toward Jinbei. She brings some of the refreshment to her and ask. You know Jinbei? Nami question earned Jinbei to turn around and staring at Koala. Koala didn't dare to look back at Jinbei eyes. Hack also feel curious with his Nakama reaction. You know Jinbei are you? This time it's Hack who asking her. She still remained silent and looking down as if she have guilty toward Jinbei. From the first time I saw you, it really feel familiar. Are we meet somewhere? Did I done anything wrong toward you? Jinbei asked, making Koala shocked. She tightened her fist. Her eyes still glued toward the floor. A little tears escaped from her eyes. She stopped in front of Jinbei and looked toward him. They eyes meet. Koala fall down to her knees and bow down to the deck with all the guilty she feel toward Jinbei. Her tears running heavily on her cheeks. Jinbei. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because of me, because of me he died. Koala crying out. Jinbei still didn't understand. Who? Jinbei asked. Because of me. Because of me. Because he saved me. Because you all saved me. He died. He didn't deserve to die. I killed him. I killed Fisher Tiger. Koala explained and carry on crying with guilt. Jinbei widened his eyes. He crouched down toward Koala. Koala. You our Koala. Jinbei didn't believe his eyes. He thought the little girl with them live happily somewhere else with her family. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Koala chanted with tears all over her face. Jinbei hugged her and tried to calm her down. We don't blame you Koala-chan. You always one of us you know. Jinbei consulted her while the other just remained silent. He choose to save you and we accept his decision. I never thought you would join Revolutionary Army. Jinbei said, patting on Koala head. Koala looking up toward Jinbei face. Jinbei smiled toward her. Never thought you know Jinbei. Hack said. Old story, I tell you another time. Koala said, wiping her tears. Hack and I share the same dream, but Hack here is special case. Jinbei said and laughed a little. He always with his fist. Koala replied with smile and still whipping her tears. Robin come near her and comfort her. Koala smile. Cheeky brat. The two of you really are made for each other. Hack teased her, making Koala blush a little. Well, that's something new I heard. Robin also teased Koala, making Koala pouted. I never blame you, Koala. A friend told me this. I know I suffered a lot from it, but because of that I meet many friends and all of that made me who I am now. I won't hate you. So, don't apologize for what have already happening. I don't regret it. I'm having a lot of fun now. And I am sailing carrying the dream we all share with him. Jimbei quote a little Nami word said toward him when they still at Fishman Island. Jimbei turned toward Nami and smile. Now he know how she feel. Nami just smile proudly toward the fishman. Koala hugged Jimbei all-heartedly. Jimbei still the same as always. Kind and loving. The sunshine on the deck. The night already left them behind and a new day is start on the sunny. They anchor for a night before carry on trailing Whitebeard ship. Ace still in the infirmary and all of them having some quiet breakfast. It really feel awkward without the captain stealing all their food around. This really doesn't feels right. I used to Luffy stealing our food and we defending it. It's really not fun without Luffy here. Usopp sighed. Nami already finished up her breakfast walking out from the dining room and head toward the deck when she saw a news coup land on the rail. After paying it, she opened the newspaper and read it. One of the headline making her heart beating fast. She turned on her heels and run toward the dining room with panic. Minna, Nami yelled out making them all surprise. What happened Nami Chwan? Sanji asked. Looks. Nami opened up the newspaper and placed it on the table for others to read. She pointed toward the headline. A picture of 4th Commander of Whitebeard standing beside a figure wearing a red cardigan with Strafut laying cover with blood on the floor. The 4th Commander both hand carrying a sword as a weapon. Mughidwara no Luffy defeated by the 4th Commander of Whitebeard. What are the Whitebeard up to by kidnapping one of the supernova? To eliminate them or forcing the rookie pirate to join them? What the hell? Zoro shouted angrily. It can't be true. I know Thatch. He the nicest one on the crew. What really happened here? Jimbei tried to deny. Jimbei ya if they done something to Luffy ya I will not hesitate to harm the Fire Fist. Law said with the threatening tone. All of them they're shocked to hear it. I never know an ally like you want our captain to be safe and alive. After all he is your rival also. Robin said. As an ally to you all I may have used it as an excuse for him to be alive, but as a brother I will not hesitate to kill someone that harm him. Law crossed his hand while explained to them with no hesitation. He didn't care if someone says him a soft-hearted guy, but he didn't want to see the only family he have now die in front of him again. You what now? Koala shocked. The other also shocked to hear it. This thing really getting more complicated. Hack sighed. What did you mean? Robin asked calmly. Well you know who is his father right? Hack said. The Revolutionary Army leader, Dragon. Koala said. Not to mention he is Marine hero, Garp grandson. Sanji added. What if the Yonko Shanks will do if the news reach him? I didn't know how close Luffy with him but from the stories we all hear from him, both of them really close. Usopp said. We better find Oyaji soon before the three of them. Maybe there are misunderstandings somewhere. Jimbei urged. They all nodded. Well not only the three of them actually. Koala said with hesitation. What did you mean? Zoro crocked his eyes brow. I think our chief also gonna join in. Koala said sheepishly. Why? Frankie feels something is not right with the situation. Because the blue gentleman is his brother. Hack answered bluntly. They all shocked by the news. No one said anything. They only imagine a really great war is gonna happen here. A Yonko, a Marine, the Revolutionary Army and 2 protective brother on their way to save Luffy. Zoro face palm while the other sighed defeatedly. Alongside echoing the dining room. Excuse me. A figure lean at the dining room door cover with bandages on his body. To be continue. Disclaimer this story do not belong to me the author is, The Brother Smile by Natsuminatsu. Chapter 24. Excuse me. Ace leaned at the door frame while cover in bandage over his body. He saw all of the people gather there discussing seriously. Jimbei turned toward the door and stand up immediately. His eyes widen up to see Ace at the door. Ace. Jimbei shouted surprise. Ah, you not supposed to move. Chopper run toward Ace and transform into his human form. He stand beside Ace and help him toward the dining table. He lead him toward the empty seat beside Jimbei. Ace amazed when he saw Chopper transform. He let him guide them toward Jimbei. After seat down he turned toward Chopper that already turned back into his usual form. Tanuki. Ace said making Chopper yelled toward him angrily. I'm a reindeer. Chopper correcting Ace making Ace sweat drop. Law looking at Ace wound with his eyes. After he sure the bandages are still attached, he looked toward Ace. Luckily your wound didn't open up or the doctor effort over there gonna be worthless. Make sure you didn't exert your body much Ace ya. Law said while pointing toward Chopper. Ace looking at the reindeer doctor with awe. Thank you for saving me. Ace bowed down his head a little to Chopper. Chopper on the other hand dance his usual antics when someone praise him. That earn a smile on other faces. Sanji prepare some breakfast and give it to Ace while still smoking. Zoro just glared toward Ace while other tense up. Jinbei sighed. What are you doing here, Ace-kun? Jinbei asked. I'm on the mission. Apparently the island is in danger. I got a fight with the captain, end up injured. I think I passed up and well waking up here. Ace replied while still chewing his food. A fire like you can be injured. Usopp surprised. That jerk using the seastone blade. Don't worry, I burned him to death. Ace answered, making them all more tense up. Ace, notice it. Did I do something wrong? Because I feel you all tense up and you all seem alert with me. Ace stated his thoughts. If not for Jinbei we already cuff your hand. Sanji said, making Ace wonder. What you mean? Ace asked again. We don't know what your captain planned to do, but we don't care if we need to fight each other or making you our bargain chip. Zoro said bluntly. Zoro. Jinbei shouted. You know better, Jinbei. Zoro said, making Jinbei shut his mouth. Wait, what you all mean? Can someone explain to me? Ace, more curious with the situation. Koala sighed and tossed 2 newspapers in front of Ace. Read it and you will know. She said. Ace picked one of the newspaper and read it. A picture of Marco held a guy with a blonde hair wearing blue shirt and vest. It's appeared the guy is beaten up. What? Oyaji kidnapped blue gentleman. For what? Ace mumbled out loud. You tell us. Hack said. Ace looked at Koala and Hack. Both of you are from Revolutionary Army, aren't you? Ace said again. Ace-kun read the other one. Jinbei asked Ace with a heavy tone. Ace picked up the other newspaper and read it. A picture of Thatch holding both sword in his hand and it seemed there a figure wearing red cardigan laying down cover with blood. The highlight caught his attention. His eyes widened up like the news that he read aren't true and he tried to deny it. What the hell? Ace shouted out loud and instantly standing up. Ace shoulders on fire, making Chopper panicked and shout fire while running around. Usopp tried to calm Chopper down while the other confused with Ace's reaction. Nami sighed. She tossed Ace dagger in front of him. Ace looking at his dagger and turned toward Nami to ask for answer. I don't know why Luffy want to meet you and your captain. That dagger he trust me to keep it for him. Better the dagger given back to its own owner. Luffy said he want to make alliance with you, but when we got this news today I doubt we still want to. Nami explained. He searched for me. Ace surprised. Luffy, I want you to join us to defeat Kaido. Law said, making Ace more shocked. He did what now? Fighting Kaido. He make alliance with you. Ace said. Law just nod. Ace face palm and sit down sighed defeatedly. That idiot didn't tell me about it. He usually keep in touch. Ace sighed, making other confused. He keep in touch with you. Zoro tried to confirm it. Ace nod. When? Robin asked. He usually call in the middle of the night. It's been a few days already after I go on my mission, but it seemed that he didn't make any call after that. Ace explained. Maybe your Den Den Mushi injured. When we found you, the Den Den Mushi is broken in your hat. Chopper explained. Do you all have Den Den Mushi? I can call our crew and ask Oyaji about this. I thinks there must be some misunderstanding here. Ace said. Why should we trust you? With your captain hold our captain as a hostage, do you think we can easily trust you? Sanji stated his fact. All the crew tense up. If Oyaji try to harm Luffy, I be his opponent first. I won't let anyone harm him. Ace replied with determination. Mention about your Den Den Mushi, I saw Blue use the same kind but it's in blue color. Robin wondered. Yes, about that Den Den Mushi. Actually Luffy give it to our chief. The one with a symbol ASL. Koala realized. Luffy give it to him. It's that mean Blue also our ally just like Ace. Usopp said, making other surprise. Ace took out the red Den Den Mushi from his hat. He undid some of the bandage from the Den Den Mushi to let others see the symbol painted on both of it. No doubt about it, he gave the red one to Jinbei and the blue one to Ivankov. Asking both of them to give to both of you. He himself have one but in yellow color. Law confirmed it. We never saw him used it. Nami said. Robin stared long at the red Den Den Mushi. What is Luffy-san up to? Brook said. You write it the same symbol but different symbol on the other side. Robin said suddenly. Koala also realize it. Different symbol. Ace look at Robin. While you are symbol O with cross on it, Blue have a symbol of S with the cross on it. Robin explained, making Ace widen his eyes. No one wear that symbol but one. Sabo. Ace uttered out. He looked at the first picture again and what he saw making him shocked. At the picture there a top hat with Google wrap around it laying on the floor beside the blonde guy. Ace managed to see clearly the blonde figure. He is tall, slightly curled blonde hair and that cravat caught most of his attention. The tears leaking out from his eyes. How did you know him? Hack asked with threatening tone. Ace looked at the fishman. Sabo. He alive. We thought he dead. Dogra saw his boat been blew up when he set sail when we were still a kid. Ace said while crying. You know Sabo. Koala shocked. Why shouldn't we? After all we are brothers. That symbol is our childhood symbol. Ace said again. The other shocked with what they hear. Law widened his eyes. That's how he got the scar on his eyes. But why he sail in the young age? Robin curious. Well, to make the long story short, he run away from home twice and one day he decide to leave all the thing behind, set sail before we promised to. Ace tried to explain. For what? Sanji asked. Freedom. He despised his status as a noble kid. He didn't like what the noble do. So he run away. He sacrificed himself to let both me and Luffy alive and safe from his father. He even send me a goodbye letter and tell me to meet him out in the open sea one day. But after Dogra break the news, both of us crying out that day. We are not strong enough. Even sworn on the sake we drank, our brothership just for short while. He left us behind. Ace wiped his tears. The other just listened to Ace's story. Who shot him down? Hack asked. Tenryabito. Ace answered, his eyes full of hateness. Nami and Koala cover their mouth shocking with the news they heard. That's why he punch him like that. Brook stated. Ace turned toward Brook. Luffy punch one of the Tenryabito at the auction house. We never see him that angry. We thought the punch is for Hachi, but I think it more for both of them. Hachi and especially Blue. Frankie explained. Ace sighed. He know his brother will try anything to save his friend. All this year we thought Sabo dead and we want to carry his dream with us. Both of us set sail on the age of 17 and hope one day both of us still carry his dream with us till the end. Ace continued. A little smile plaster on his face. Room. Using his ability, Law switch the Den Den Mushi with the glass in front of him. He give it to Ace. Ace look at Law curiously. Why? He asked. I am their ally, but as a brother I don't want to see Luya's smile disappear. He is my sunshine after all. Law answered, making Ace surprise a little. He looking at Law with 1 million question. Ace sighed defeatedly. Only Luffy can melt other heart without notice. He never take a no for answer, didn't he? Ace said fondly toward the new brother added in the family. You know better than I am. Law replied, smile fondly. He look at one of each the Strafut crew. Their care and protectiveness beyond pirate bond he see so far. He knew Luffy can achieve his dream with this crew. He smiled toward them and bow his head down. Thank you for always taking care for my reckless brother. Ace said respectfully. The Strafut crew shock with Ace action. They all look at each other and smile fondly. Let's get this over with. We have Captain to bring back for our adventure. Zoro said with a smile. Ace knew Zoro is most loyal to Luffy than the other. His hands start dialing toward Whitebeard Den Den Mushi. The line is tried to connect. Peru, 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 Kachak. Someone answer from the other line. Who's there, Yoi? A familiar voice echo out from the Den Den Mushi. Marco. Ace said. Ace. Marco replied. To be continue. Chapter 25. A few hours before, the sun just arise and the Phoenix happened to complete his duty surveying the area if there any enemy nearby. The news coup seemed to be early this morning. He transformed himself into human form and paid the news coup after he get the newspaper. He hold on to it and decide to read it later. He walked toward the captain cabin and on the way he meet Thatch holding a tray of breakfast. The happy-go-lucky chef preparing some breakfast to his captain and for himself. He been eating at the captain cabin since yesterday night after the kid and the blue gentleman transferred to the captain cabin after the infirmary was crowded with too many of their nakama injured. Care to join us, mother hen? Thatch cracked a joke, earning a smack on his head by Marco. How are they, you? Marco asked. Blue seem healing better but the kid still the same. Have you get a contact with Law? Thatch replied. Marco shake his head, making the chef slump down his head with a sigh. Don't worry, Yoi, we will try until we manage to get to him. Just hope that kid will stay strong. Marco said, making Thatch smile a little. Yes, I hope so. Thatch replied again. Marco helped him to open the captain cabin door and let Thatch walking inside with his tray while he closed behind the door. Two figure laying peacefully side by side on the two bed. Izo still checking on the blue condition while Namor is standing beside Whitebeard that sit on his large chair with a sake bottle in his hand. Oyaji, you know it is still too early to drink, Yoi. Marco scolded the captain while Whitebeard sweat dropped for his action. He put the sake bottle at the side of his chair and laugh away. Marco shake his head and sigh with defeated. Thatch and Namor just smile with their captain action. How the two of him, my son? Whitebeard asked Izo. The kid have slightly fever but it not serious and Blue is healing better than yesterday, but if the seastone handcuff been removed from his hand he will heal faster. Izo explained. Remove his handcuff. Whitebeard ordered Izo, making them surprise. But Oyaji, we still didn't know what he do to Ace. Izo said. I've been thinking of it. I sent Ace for a mission a day before Blue came. If he done something to Ace he wouldn't come here to find him. He did say he come to meet Ace personally, that's mean he didn't meet Ace. I think he even come here on the personal matter without dragon permission. Whitebeard explained. I agree. Revolutionary Army always come to us by group. They never act alone. Maybe he have a reason to find Ace, or maybe he know Ace before Ace joining us. Namor agreed with his captain. Izo go toward where Blue laying and free him from the seastone handcuff. Blue injuries seem healing faster afterward. My son, I think it better we all give some space to them. We might panic them if they waking up. Let go to the dining hall and eat breakfast there. Thatch, I'm sorry but you need to carry the breakfast there again. Whitebeard commanded. No need to worry, Oyaji. Let just have something to eat first before we tried to contact the Revolutionary Army in law again. The news from the other day gonna give us a war with the Revolutionary Army if we didn't try to explain it well. Thatch answered. They all walk out the door and Namor helped Thatch to carry some of the food to the dining hall. Sabo opened his eyes slowly. The blurry sight making him to blink for a few times while his sight tried to adjust for surrounding view. He saw a large bed on his other side and the ceiling, definitely a ship ceiling. He raised his both hand toward his face. It seemed someone take off his glove and the burned scar shone on his hand. He just stare at it and decide to test his power. The fire lit calmly on his hand. Then, he realize. He is still on the Whitebeard ship and he been defeated. Why in the world he been taken care of and the injuries on the body has been treated? Is Ace already here? He jerk up, making him wince for the pain that come. I shouldn't do that, he said while tried to handle the pain. A newspaper on the table caught his attention. It is a few days newspaper based on the date. What get his attention the most is the highlight on it. Koala gonna kill me. Need to report to Dragon Sand soon or something bad gonna happen. Sabo face palm while cursing the Marine's wrong information. Sabo look around. The figure laying on the other bed with IV drip on the other side caught his attention. He stare long at the figure. A messy black hair and a scar under his eyes. Sabo eyes widening. He know him. He use his strength to walk to the other bed. The bandage seemed clearly shown on his body. He seemed not to notice he not wearing any shirt but his trouser on. Sabo touch him and realize his skin not elastic. Sabo heart beating fast. Lou, what they did to you? Sabo said with worried. It is seems something happened to his little brother. The door opened up and 5 figures standing in front of it. Marco saw Blue kneel down beside Luffy bed and instantly catch Sabo wrist, making Sabo surprise. Sabo managed to escape from Marco grip and standing with defend stand beside Luffy. What are you trying to do to him, Yoi? Marco said, tried to stay calm. Whitebeard looking at Sabo protectiveness toward Luffy. What you done to him? Sabo said angrily, making the other shocked. You know him. Thatch come forward and prevent Marco from trying to attack Sabo. Why is he here? Sabo still mad. He protective instinct make him to move closer toward Luffy. He is muffaware and no Luffy isn't it. Whitebeard stated. Yes, and what you need from him? Sabo glare at them one by one. Thatch come closer toward Sabo. Thatch Yoi. Marco seem worried with Thatch action. Thatch standing 3 step from Sabo. He pulled out his sword and throw it far to the corner of the floor. Sabo surprised with Thatch reaction. He let his guard down a little. I mean no harm. Thatch said and raised his both hand. Why? Sabo still didn't believe it. Because that kid saved my life and it's time for me to return the favor. I just knew he is muffaware and no Luffy a second ago after reading the newspaper that just arrived this morning. Thatch explained and giving the newspaper Marco handed to him to Sabo. Sabo read the headline. It is seen that the Marines try to let the Whitebeard to start a war. He sighed and sit defeatedly on Luffy bed. How? Sabo look at Thatch with hope. Thatch explained to him. Thatch explaining to Sabo from the start and where he meet Luffy. Whitebeard and the other get a sit for themselves and listening to Thatch explanation. Thatch told Sabo how Luffy jump out from the barrel and stretch toward him. He state that it caught him surprised to see Luffy there and by mean cover him with his body from been hit by the marine bullet. Luffy is bulletproof. Sabo said out loud. Sea stone bullet. Izo answered him, making Sabo widening his eyes realize Luffy condition now. I managed to remove the other bullet except one. That one is too near to his heart and I afraid if I try to remove it, it will cause him his life. Izo explained again, making Sabo look toward his little brother with worried. Brat, who is he to you? Whitebeard asked. Sabo looked toward the captain. He is my little brother. Without him I'm nothing. Sabo answered with a tear escaping his eyes, making the other shocked to heard their relationship. Are you Dragon's son also? Namor asked. No, we are not blood related. We are sworn brother after all. Sabo answered and stroked gently Luffy messy hair. Marco get the Den Den Mushi and contact the Strafuts. Whitebeard commanded and Marco instantly run out from the room to get the Dendenmushi. I'm sorry for causing trouble for you all, but I need to make a call to the base and report it toward Dragon Sand before they start any plan to attack. Sabo bow down. Apologies remind Whitebeard of Ace action. He smile a little. Gururara. Namur, give him back his thing. We hope we can prevent any war toward this ship. The sea is vast and the adventure still calling toward us. Whitebeard said, making Sabo agreed. Namur, give him his backpack and his top hat. Sabo pulled out a blue Dendenmushi from the top hat and tried to connect to Revolutionary Army base. Marco come with Dendenmushi in his hand and the blue Dendenmushi caught his attention. If I not mistaken, Ace have one of those but in red color. Marco stated out. Sabo looked toward the phoenix. Luffy gave it to him also. Sabo said with surprise. The line on the other side is on and Dragon voice seemed to answered it. Dragon-san. Sabo said. Blue. Dragon answered. Yes, it is me. What's on the news is not true. Both of us is safe here and Whitebeard treat us kindly. Dragon-san, I know the other worried, but can you tell them that I'm alright, especially Koala? I don't want any wars coming here. Sabo explained. Alright then, I break out the news, but for Koala and Hack I cannot tell them because both of them still go searching for you. Dragon said, making Sabo cringe. Blue, can you tell him to search for Law? It is our only hope to save Luffy. Thatch interrupted. What happened to Luffy? Dragon asked. Sabo explained to him from the beginning. I see. I will try to search for him. You get some rest and I hope you return to us soon. My son, that I never heard. Dragon tried to crack a joke. Dragon-san, that really not a good joke. Sabo and the other sweat dropped to hear it. Keep in touch soon. Dragon said and hang up, leaving Sabo slump his head defeatedly. Gururara. Let's call the Strafuts now. Whitebeard laughed out, making Sabo smile. The Dendenmushi ringing out loud. They all look at each other with wonder. Marco picked up the Dendenmushi and answered. Who's there, Yoi? Marco asked. Marco. Ace said. Ace. Marco replied. They all turned toward Marco when Ace voice on the loudspeaker. Okashira. A fat guy with a meat on his hand running toward the red hair guy with 3 scar across his left eye. A guy with a cigarette turned toward the fat guy with wonder. A guy with a long dreadlocks hair also looked toward the fat guy. What is his Lucky? The red hair guy still sipping his sake from the bottle. Look. Lucky opened up the newspaper in from the 3 of them. The headline making the red hair shocked. What we gonna do, Shanks? The man with cigarette in his mouth asked. The dreadlocks hair guy also waiting for his answered. Yasop, tell other prepare the ship. We have to visit Whitebeard. I know him. He never done something like this. Not with our anchor. Shanks command. Yasop and Lucky run toward the ship. Are you sure? Need me to tell them on head? The man asked again. Ben, we are not going for a war. We just visit them. Shanks said, walking toward the ship. Ben shake his head and trailing his captain from behind. To be continue. Chapter 26. Ace, Thatch cried out, making Ace on the other line side. My son, how are you? Whitebeard asked. Well, I'm alright, just some scratches. Ace answered. That not scratches, you just got your back slashed. Chopper interrupted, making the Whitebeard pirate on the other line sweat drop. A loud thud heard from the other line. The one that comment on Ace word seemed to shout out panic, while there seemed other voice joining the panic shout. Marco look at Whitebeard. It seemed that Ace narcolepsy attack hit on the wrong time. It seemed that the fire fist dead. A girl voice saying it casually. Marco sighed. Don't worry, he just got narcolepsy attack. Who is this Yoi? Marco explained. The panic voice disappear and the voice of worry echo at the line. Nico, Robin. Is our captain with you? Robin tried to confirm. He is Yoi. Blue also here. Marco replied. He's there. A new girl voice asking for confirmation. Koala. What you doing there? Sabo surprised. Chief. You alright? They didn't do anything to you, are they? Hack asked back. Hack. No. I mean no. They didn't kidnap me, just what the news said. The Marine tried making us fight each other. I report to Dragon-san already. How did you two end up with them? Sabo explained. Where Luffy? Zoro asked calmly. He's with me here also. The news about it also fake. Sabo said again. A sigh of relief heard throughout the Dendenmushi. That shitty captain follow the commander without telling us. Sanji said. Well, he is nice kid. We can't blame him. Thatch said. You did look into his eyes, are you? Nami sighed. Why? Thatch wondered. You really did look in his eyes. Let's just say that is his greatest weapon. Nami sighed. How is Luffy-san? Brook asked. He's alright, we managed to remove the bullet from his body. Izo replied, making the Strafut tense up. Luffy-kun is bulletproof. Jimbei said, making the Whitebeard surprised to heard Jimbei voice on the other line. Jimbei. Whitebeard stated. Oyaji. It's such a long time. Jimbei smiled. What you doing there, Jimbei? Namur asked. I'm sailing with them now. Where are you all now? Jimbei asked again. How did Bullet can harm Luffy? There's something you didn't tell us. Zoro interrupted. The Marines. They used the Seastone bullet. It managed to hit him. Thatch explained. There's a but isn't it? A new voice echoed through the line. Each of the Whitebeard and Sabo didn't recognize the voice. There are one bullet I cannot remove. Izo said. Where is it? Chopper, the one comment on Ace not long ago, asked. The bullet is too near to his heart. I'm afraid if we tried to remove it, that will endanger his life. Izo explained, making them all shocked. There's no other way. Nami asked with worried. I know we are pirate, even I have to beg you all, I will do it. Please, please, please save Luffy. Please find Trafalgar Law and bring him here. He is the only one can save him. Even though they talking on the Den Den Mushi, Thatch kneel on his knees and bow his head down toward the Den Den Mushi. Marco and the other shock with Thatch action. Sabo surprised to see Thatch action. Just give us your location and we will sail toward you immediately. Frankie said. You search for Law. Thatch tried to confirm. No need, Commander Ya. Just send us your location, we will sail immediately. The new voice replied. Law, you Trafalgar Law, help Luffy. Please, please save Luffy. He is my brother. Sabo said and kneeled down, bowing his head down beside Thatch. The Whitebeard surprised to see Sabo action. A second in command of Revolutionary Army bowing down his head to the new Shichibukai just only to save his brother life. His action really similar to Ace, while Ace is the wild one, Blue is the calm one. Don't worry, he is pain to the ass, but we are allies. It is my job to watch him also. Law replied. Who's the navigator, Yoi? Marco asked. Give me the detail and we will sail right away. Nami answered. On the other direction, a marine ship with dog figurehead heading toward the Whitebeard location. A gray-hair muscular old guy with scar on the face and goatee, accompanied by a boy with pink hair and blonde hair at his side. He is currently reading the newspaper. Newgate. He crumbled the newspaper. I think there must be a misunderstanding here. Kobe, the pink-hair Marie, said. If he try to harm my little Luffy, they gonna pay for it. Garp said angrily. Kobe and Helmeppo sweat drop. Where are you going, Yoi? Marco asked when he see Sabo walking out from the captain cabin. Need some fresh air. If I sit there for too long, I gonna get myself more worry. Sabo answered. Don't overexert yourself, Yoi. Marco advised. Yup, you must hear that mother hen said or he gonna lectures you all night. Thatch joked, making Marco smack Thatch at the back. Pity on you. Sabo joked, making Thatch annoyed. Other Whitebeard snickers. You as bad as Ace. Annoying. Thatch said out loud, making Sabo widen his eyes with interest. Thatch, Yoi. Marco tried to calm his friend down. I'm annoying. For your information, the youngest laying on the bed, there are far more worse than both of us. Sabo told them with smile. Another reckless idiot. Marco complained. Whitebeard laugh away to see his crew attached to both brat. There a ship coming here. Shouted one of the Whitebeard from the crow nest. They all run toward the rail and looking at sea. There another ship from this side. Shouted the other Whitebeard from the crow nest. Sabo and the other looking at each other with wonder. One of the ship is Luffy's ship. But whose ship that also coming toward them? Earlier after the call already been hang up. Ah, zombie. Chopper shouted out panic when he saw Ace waking up. The other just sweat drop. You need to get that treat, Ace, ya. Law advised him. Ace look at Law surprise. Getting the role of big brother already. Ace teased, making Law annoyed. Well, this is nothing much as long as I not getting stress up, it only attack 2 or 3 times a day. Don't worry, dear brother, I got my medicine in case it become worst. Ace explained, making Law sighed annoyingly. So, are we sailed toward the Moby Dick already? Ace looked at Nami with hope. It seemed that out route are not calm enough. So I got other plan. After we power up we will be there in no time. Nami said. Nami, it's already full. We can go with the plan now. Frankie said while climb out from the energy room. What you gonna do? Ace wondered. I hope both of you prepare for what coming next. Usopp said with proud. Foo. I hope no one will drop out. Robin joked, making other sweat drop. We all set Nami CWHAN. Sanji climbed down from the rope ladder at the sail. Yo ho ho. The course is clear. Brooke said and jumped down to the deck after looking toward the course they gonna sail. Hold on tight if you didn't want to drop out from the deck. Zoro advised while Robin stand beside him with a smile. These two really are creepy one. Koala said, making Jimbei sweat drop. Super. You all ready? Here we go. Coup de burst. Frankie yelled. Thousand Sunny burst up into the air and Nami instruct Zoro and Sanji to catch the wind with the sail while Frankie controlling the helm. Law, Ace, Jimbei, Brooke, Hack and Koala surprised to see the ship flying and sailing with the wind. I'm flying. A voice with joy's echoes on the deck. A figure with yellow raincoat standing happily on the figurehead and looking at the sea. Sunny is flying, Chopper said with proud and happily dancing around. Usopp joined him afterward. This is one hell of ship you all got. Ace complimented. Mary already sail up there and Sunny already sail down there. This ship will carry Mary Dream with us to the end. Zoro said with pride. A small smile carve on his face. Well, I never doubt it. Luffy is her captain after all. Ace replied. They all smile and flying toward Whitebeard ship direction. To be continue. Chapter 27. Oyaji. There's something fly toward us. One of the Whitebeard on the crow nest shouted. They all turned toward the thing that flying in the air. Sabo leaned toward the rail closer to get a better look. Thatch and Marco on both sides 3 step back from him. Whitebeard that sit on his chair regularly stand up. The other 2 ship also approaching toward them but not as fast as the flying thing above them. Prepare for the impact. Marco yelled after they confirmed the flying thing is a ship with a lion figurehead. A blue sphere appeared from the figurehead and suddenly the sphere spread until covering Sabo body. Sabo become alert. He instantly disappear from the Moby Dick and 2 figure appear standing at Sabo place. Marco and Thatch shocked to see a tall guy with a fur white and some spotted pattern hat carrying a small figure raccoon-like under his arm. The lion figurehead ship land beside Moby Dick safely and some of the Whitebeard cover wet with seawater after the landing impact. Trafalgar Law. Thatch shocked to see the person he's searching for appear in front of him. Law look at them and turn toward the lion figurehead ship. Keep those 2 fire idiot from do anything reckless or I cut them both. He yelled. Now let get to business. Where Luffy ya? Law turned back toward Thatch and Marco. He looked at them. Izo looked toward Whitebeard asking permission to bring Law to his cabin. Whitebeard nodded his head. Izo walked toward Law and stand beside Thatch. Come with me. I bring you there. And what is this thing? Izo said pointing toward Chopper. He is the Strafut's doctor. Just bring us there and do our thing. We can talk after Luffy ya is safe. Law replied and both of them hurried toward Whitebeard cabin. Sabo land on the grassy deck of Sunny. He looked at the figures standing on the deck one by one. A figure with cowboy hat walked toward him and cracking his finger while grip it tight. A devilish smile shone on his face. He began to fire up. Sabo sweat drop. He know what gonna happen next. Before he been punch out by Ace he need to run away first or his injuries will getting worse. Ace run toward him and tried to punch Sabo. Sabo managed to evade and running toward the rail and jumped to Moby Dick deck causing Thatch and Marco surprise. A fire fly toward Sabo and Sabo evaded with his own fire figure. Marco seeing the fire and he knew the fire is Ace who now trying to attack Sabo. Whitebeard amused to see both fire dancing on the Moby Deck like both of them knew how to counterattack each other. Marco getting annoyed with it running toward the fire and managed to catch both of them with his hockey. Both of them stopped startled. Marco punched them both on the head making both of them winced holding their head. Serve both of you right. A girl with long wavy orange hair commented. The figures on the lion figurehead ship jump onto the Moby Dick one by one. Each of them feel a strong urge of protectiveness with them. Foo. Sorry for our interruption. It seem our captain giving you all some trouble. The long black hair woman spoke. May I know who you are Yoi? Marco asked and still holding both of the fire devil user with his hand. Nico Robin. I hope you not attacking us now or the blood will staining your ship. Foo. Robin said making the other sweat drop. Marco let go of me. Ace struggled. Marco letting the 2 fire brother from his grip. Ace punched Sabo on his face shocking both Marco and Sabo. Ace walked towards Sabo slowly. Sabo alert but he knew he deserved the next punch Ace gonna throw. He ready himself but he shocked to found that Ace didn't punch him but hugging him tightly. Marco and the others also surprised to see Ace hugging Sabo. Idiot. I thought you were dead. We thought you were dead. Stupid brother. Ace said while crying making Sabo guilty. I'm sorry Ace. I forgot about you. I forgot about us. Sabo replied sadly. Ace touching Sabo face. The scar on Sabo face making him realize how Sabo feel to leaving all that thing behind him. Bo. I never think I see you again. You the first friend I ever had. Don't leave us again. Ace said and hugging Sabo with his dear life. I won't. Not when Lou is reckless enough to create havoc on the sea. Seriously, do you know each of his action causing me near a heart attack each time? Sabo answered making Ace wipe his tear and laugh. That rubber idiot brother. He causing too much trouble. I'm getting enough headache from each of his action. Now Oyaji thinking on letting him join the crew. Ace replied making Sabo smile. Nay, I think he end up want to fight your captain for the title. Lou never sail under other flag. Sabo said. You know him my son. Whitebeard interrupted. Oyaji, I'm sorry I'm making you worry. This blue gentleman is my first friend and my brother. Ace bowed down, apologized and introduced Sabo to his captain. Your brother? Thatch curious. Marco crocked his eyebrow. Yes. Ace confirmed. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sabo, known as Blue Gentleman and a second in command of the Revolutionary Army. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sabo bowed down his head like a noble always do. Ace rolled his eyes. You still doing that? Ace said. Yes, and he always doing that to annoy anyone, especially the noble. Koala answered, making Sabo scratch his back head. All the Strafut standing at the Moby Dick deck side by side. Koala, hack. Nice meeting you again. Sabo waved toward his nakama. Annoy a noble yoi. Marco wonder. Technically this brother of mine was a noble once, and let's just say he run away and throwing his noble status just to be free. Ace explained, making the Whitebeard shocked to hear it. You know, I wonder why you always wearing that noble-like clothes. You really are from the higher up noble, aren't you? Thatch said. If you wonder like that, your deduction is correct actually. Sabo said. That the first time I heard that. Well, I also curious, who are you before you joining us? Koala also curious. You know who is the king of Goa Kingdom now? Sabo giving them hint, making Ace snickered. King Starry. He is adopted son of Outlook 3. Hack answered. Hack widened his eyes when he understands Sabo hint to them. You, Outlook the third son. Hack shocked. I was, but after the killed me, I'm just Sabo from the Revolutionary. But it really fun to tease them like this. It's really good to be free. Sabo explained with a smile. Idiot brother. I won't let you leave until that rubber idiot brother of his heal. Ace said. Well, I won't go even you ask me to leave until I get back both of you again. I miss all the fun while I got the amnesia. Sabo said with determination. Ace smile. Captain. The two ship coming toward us. It's the Marines. One of the Whitebeard shouted from the crow nest. Each of them ready themselves to prepare for battle. Curly eyebrow. You take the other one. Brook. Usopp, you go with him. Jimbei. Frankie, you come with me. Zoro command. Tisk. I don't need you to order me around Marimo. Nami-chan, Robin-chan. Sanji replied while smoking. Don't worry, we stand guard here. Robin interrupted with a smile on his face. Make sure you all don't let any of them near here or I raise your debt. Nami said, making all of them sweat drop. Which? Zoro mumbled while Jimbei and Frankie trail behind. They all sail near the marine ships with Sunny and hold on into the position to ready attack the ship. Okashira. We spot the Moby Dick. Lucky yelled. Shank with Ben standing on his side looking toward the back of Whitebeard's ship. It seemed that there are another ship sail away from the Moby Dick and heading toward the other two. Marines. Yasop said, making Shanks wonder. We get close to Moby Dick. Signal to them we come just for a visit. I don't want to making more trouble here. Shanks commanded. The other crew immediately get in touch with the Whitebeard. Anchor. Shanks said with worried. Ben just smiling with a side. Oyaji. Akagami is here. Namur yelled from the crow nest when he saw Shanks' ship sail slowly toward them. Whitebeard curious with Shanks' action, and he decided to let them dock near the Moby Dick. Robin, Nami, Sabo and Ace looking at Shanks' ship anchoring beside the Moby Dick. Shanks, Ben, Yasop and Lucky walk toward Whitebeard. Marco already stand beside Whitebeard while the others surrounding them. All of them tense up looking at the red-hair captain. What you doing here, Yoi? Marco asked. Is it true he's here? Shanks asked. Yes, you captain's son is here. Whitebeard answered and looked toward Ace. Shanks also looking at Ace with surprise. He walked toward Ace alone, making Thatch run toward Ace and standing in front of him. He's ours. Thatch stated clearly, making Ace surprise. Shanks looking at Ace while Sabo and Thatch tried to protect Ace side by side. You really have your mom freckles. Shanks said bluntly, making Ace surprise. A sound of cannonball interrupted their conversation. Pity on them. I hope they survive the attack. Foo. Robin joked while enjoy watching his nakama fight. Nami's sweat dropped. After a few minutes passed, both Marines' ship is sank down. One of the is cut into half while the other on fire. Sunny sailed back toward the Moby Dick. That really one hell of crew. Just one shoot and one cut, he really got a strong crew, I see. Shanks whistles impressed. Thank you for saving my brother back then. Sabo interrupted while bowing his head toward Shanks. Shanks surprised. Your brother? He asked curiously. Yes. Our brother really giving a hard time, but thank you for saving his life from the Lord of the Coast. Sabo said again. I see. Where he is now? Shanks asked them. Who's you refer to? Whitebeard said. Monkey D. Luffy. Shanks answered and touching his left arm. Whitebeard understand and lower his guard down. The news is not true and Lou is still inside. Law and Chopper are treating him now. Ace explained. Shanks feel relieved. We're back, Usopp said while smiling with victory. The six of them jumped onto the Moby Deck with a satisfying smile. How I gonna tell Chopper about this? Did you see how I shoot their sails? Usopp said with proud without knowing Shanks and his crew looking at him. Yasopp just stared at Usopp with surprise. Usopp. Yasopp widened his eyes. He never thought he'd meet his son here on the Whitebeard ship. Usopp turned toward the man who called him. He also widened his eyes. Dad. Usopp shouted and ran toward Yasopp. The tears escaped from his eyes. The other Strafuts smiled fondly to see Usopp reunited with his father. This getting more crazier. Thatch said. I think we just wait here. Make yourself comfortable on this ship. We will not attack each other for now. Whitebeard welcoming the two pirates' crew on his deck and laugh away. Thanks Newgate, Shanks said and sitting on the deck floor waiting for news about Luffy. Ben just smiled fondly toward his captain and standing beside the rail at the back of Shanks while Yasopp and Lucky sitting down beside their captain. The Strafuts also sitting down waiting for any news from Law and Chopper. Zoro decided to take a nap making Nami furious and punch his head but he still sleep anyway. Because he know his captain is safe and his captain trust them all. Chapter 28. Law and Chopper accompanied by Izo walking out from the captain cabin with a relief look. Chopper saw his nakama sitting nearby run toward them happily. Nami looking at Chopper with hope. Zoro was sleeping a while ago waking up and sitting beside Robin. His eyes dart toward the reindeer. How is he? Nami asked with worried. We managed to remove the bullet with the help of Izo. He's okay now. Chopper answered making all of them relief. How worst is the injuries? Sanji asked. Not so worst. Most of it healed properly. Chopper replied. Like at Water 7. Sanji asked again. Nope. This wound much lighter than that. Why? Chopper wondered. Well, I need to prepare something for the shitty captain. Sanji answered and lit up his cigarette. Just do the portion as usual. I bring him out here when all is done. Chopper said. Law looking at Chopper while crocking his eyebrow. Sanji stand up while asking Frankie and Usopp to help them set table here. The brothers still wonder what their little brother crew up to. Don't forget the sake. Zoro said and lay on his back again making Nami smack Zoro head. Go help them. You too. Nami shouted to Zoro and command Brook to help them. Zoro mumble and walk toward the sunny meaning that Brook dragging him toward the sunny. He really bad with direction, isn't he? Ace sweat drop. Try adding Luffy with him. You will never found a way out. Nami said making the three brother sweat drop even more. Sorry for troubling you Law. Thanks for saving Lu life. Sabo bowed down his head to Law. Ace just smile. Dear brother he still save him even we didn't ask. After all he's one of us now. Ace said looking at Sabo that still wonder the meaning behind Ace word. He never taking no for answer. Ace added making Sabo widen his eyes at Sabo. He never tell me. Sabo pouted making Ace laugh out. Neither with me also. Ace putting his hand over Sabo's shoulder. So you not the older one anymore. Sabo stated out making Ace scowl. At least I still older than you. Ace answered back. Just by month. Sabo mocking him. Both of them instantly fight making the Whitebeard, red hair and the Strafut sweat drop. They totally a chaos. Thatch said making Izo and Namor agreed. Whitebeard just laugh out while Shanks smile. He sure have some dependent brother by his side. Shanks said while sipping sake from the sake cup. Having a brother like Luffy really is great but I didn't know this two are reckless like him. Law said. Try putting them together on the ship. Izo suggested. OWH this ship gonna break apart. Namor said. Oyaji, hope you consider Yoi. One ace is more than enough Yoi. Marco cross his hand in front of his chest. No, he won't join you or any crew. Shanks looked toward the Strafut crew setting some table on the Moby Dick fondly. A smile plaster on his face. Whitebeard look at Shanks with wonder. The ex-Rogers crew is planting high hope on the Strafut captain. The brat he know is more mature with the time. He got his own crew now and sailing as one of powerful pirate. When he appear with one missing arm and his signature Strafut while visit for having some drinking season making Whitebeard wonder. Who is strong enough to done something like this with one of Roger brat? He soon will find out. A shouted from the two reckless idiot making them turn toward Ace and Sabo. Hey, not fair, shouted Ace and Sabo together. It seemed that Law cutting both of their body into piece. Both of you making too much noise and it really making my head hurt. Law said making all of saw them sweat drop to see the scene. Tisk, you no fun, Ace said making Sabo laugh. A tick mark appear on Law head. Sanji set all the food he bring from Sunny on the table. The smell of the food making some of the Whitebeard crew's drool. Chopper run toward the captain cabin to get Luffy. What are you doing Sanji ya? Law looking at Sanji while turning Ace and Sabo back in pieces. The shitty captain needs something to eat to gain energy for him to heal. Sanji answered. He's unconscious and we can use the IV drop at the infirmary to let some nutrient into his body. Izo replied. Chopper in his human transform mode run toward Sanji while carrying Luffy. He put Luffy on the chair gently. Ace and Sabo stand beside Law and still thinking what the crew doing. Luffy snoring peacefully while sitting on the chair. Suddenly his hand moved toward the food on the table and he began to eat the food while he's sleeping. This action making them shocked. He's eating while sleeping. Thatch yelled with surprise. It seemed that the shitty captain invented it while we were at Water 7. Sanji answered while putting another food on the table and clearing the empty plate beside him. Ha ha ha, it's Lu you talking about. Sabo laughed out with Ace. Ha ha ha, I didn't expect this from Anchor. Shanks laughed happily. Ben smirking while Yasop and Lucky joining Shanks laughing. Oyaji, let us prepare a feast. Thatch also joining the two brother laughing with Luffy antics. Whitebeard approve making other cheers out loud. Shanks tell Lucky to bring some of their sake to Moby Dick. The Strafut looking at the scenes with a fond smile. They still wonder how their beloved captain connect to the Yonko and be a brother of second command of Whitebeard and Revolutionary. Maybe they heard the story next time. But this time they just go with the flow. As long as their beloved captain is safe, that's all the matter to them. The sun just rise up making Shanks yawning lazily. It seemed that they party through the night and Luffy still snoring peacefully. He smiled looking at him. Ben awake not long before him just smile looking at his captain. He nudged toward Yasop and Lucky. He know the look from his captain. It is time to go. It seemed that it time for us to leave. Shanks walking toward Whitebeard and Marco standing beside him. Ben, Yasop and Lucky standing behind Shanks as usual. Don't you want to wait for him to awake, brat? Whitebeard crocked one of his eyebrow. Marco also wonder even with his bored expression. We make a promise and he always keep his promise. Shanks answered. What promise? Sabo asked while Ace and Law standing beside him. The other Strafuts also waiting for the answer after they all awake a few minutes ago. Just tell him I will waiting. Shanks replied and walking away toward their own ship and continue sailing. The Whitebeard, the brothers, the Revolutionary and the Strafuts just looked toward the red-hair pirate's ship sailing away from them with a lot of question on their mind. Meet, a mumble from Luffy making them turn toward him. Luffy opened up his eyes slowly. The bright light hurting his eyes but he managed to open his eyes and saw a bunch of people looking at him with relief. Then he spotted Ace, Sabo and Law together. Without a warning, he flung himself toward them and wrapping the three brother in his rubber arms hugging them dearly. Ace, Sabo, Turao. Luffy yelled with excitement while other pity for the three brother being hugged tightly in Luffy arms. You should let them go now Luffy or they gonna get chalked. Zoro sighed. Luffy turned his head backward when Zoro talking behind him. The other just cringed looking at the scenes. Zoro. Minna. Luffy yelled out and released his brother while looking around excited. Where are we? This isn't sunny. Luffy calmed down and still wonder where he really are. Yes he saw his brother and his nakama but the feeling he feel right now is different. He looked toward a big man that's sitting on the chair while Marco standing beside him. The feeling come from him. He suddenly walked toward Whitebeard making others tense up. He stop a few feet from Whitebeard and stare at him. Whitebeard stare back at Luffy with wonder. A team that can sense his little haki that he released earlier making him wonder. Not even Marco can detect this little amount of haki. They all wait for either of them speak. Asen, a serious tone from Luffy alarming the Strafuts and the other especially the three brothers. Can you poop? He asked making all of people on the deck dead silent. They all shocking out. Nami who regained from her shock smacking his idiot captain head hard making Luffy fly animatedly toward Zoro that catching him before been thrown overboard. Of all the question you ask, you just need to ask that one. Nami shouted with furious while Jinbei restrained her from beating their captain up. Gururara. What a cheeky brat. Whitebeard just laugh away. Sorry Oyaji, Lu sometime can ask some stupid thing like that. Ace face palm. Sabo and Law just sweat drop. He even asked me that when we first time meet. Jinbei walked toward Ace after he giving up restraint Nami from beating up Luffy while beating Zoro and Sanji at the same time. He amazed how the monster trio got beat up easily by their navigator. I think this is usual thing they done. Sabo looking at the beaten monster trio. I already get used to it. Jinbei said laughing out. Sabo, Ace and Law smile fondly. Yosh, I made my mind. Luffy shouted suddenly making all of them look toward him. Zoro stare at Luffy and smile. He know what Luffy tried to said after this. What is it? Sanji asked while puff out smoke. Zoro still smirking making Nami alarm. Let's party. Luffy yelled while throwing out his both hand in the air. Whitebeard laughed out loud and agree with him making Marco's side defeated. Thatch dancing around and yelled party to the other. The Strafuts just sighed fondly and joining the Whitebeard cheers for party. Zoro laughed beside Luffy that already smile as bright as he can be. Ace and Sabo drag Law toward the partying pirates with joys. They never feel this free. Law just smile and feel grateful to meet the three brother and become one of their circle. Sanji helped Thatch to prepare the food while other tried to get the food supplied from the island. Luffy just stick close to his brother and often clinging at Sabo. Law just sit at the rail not far from them and enjoy the scenery. That day, they party until night. Most of the pirates already passed out drunk. The only remain are Ace, Sabo, Zoro, Law, Marco, Whitebeard and Luffy. Brat. Whitebeard called Luffy. Luffy that sit in front of him look at Whitebeard waiting for his question. Join us. Whitebeard said confidently while sipping his bottle of sake. Marco and the other surprise. Luffy still sitting there looked toward Whitebeard without blinking. A pirate king will not sail under any pirate's flag but his own. Luffy answered without hesitation. Whitebeard stare at him with respect. A flash of Roger image shone at the back of Luffy. Whitebeard widen his eyes while widen his smile. Marco start to respect this rookie. Ace, Sabo and Law smile agree with Luffy. Zoro smile fondly with respect. His heart already determined to follow him till the end. Awesome. I know Ace is one of your crew but I need to ask in front of you. Luffy said making Marco and Whitebeard wonder. What is it, Lu? Ace also wonder. Ace, Sabo will you join us to defeat Mingo? Luffy asked making Law surprise. Mingo. Marco puzzled. Da Flamingo. Law answered making them widen his eyes except for Zoro and Luffy. That dangerous. Sabo yelled. Bo, me and Law making alliance to defeat Mingo and Kaido. I will help Law even you said no. Luffy explained making Law surprise when Luffy just said his name correctly. Ace looked toward his little brother then to his captain. Oyaji. Ace said. Just go where you heart tell you. A pirate life is free and full of adventure. The ocean is vast. Whitebeard said making Marco smile. Ace surprise and smile at his captain fondly. We will wait for you Yoi. Make sure come back to us alive. Marco said fondly. Ace wipe his tears that already fall to his cheeks. I think me and Ace will catch you soon. I need to go back to your dad first and get prepared. Let just said I want introduce him to his other son that he never knew. Sabo grinned while putting his hand over Ace's shoulder. Ace crocked his eyebrow. Alright then, I see you at Dressrosa. Luffy said and laughed. It's Dressrosa. Law corrected him. That's what I said, Tarao. Shishishi. Luffy stated making other sweat drop. Playing hooky. Ace asked Sabo. Sabo just grinned sheepishly. They all talk thought the night until each of them fall asleep peacefully. Whitebeard smiled proudly toward Ace and his brother. The brat that will bring chaos to this era. He looked toward Luffy that cuddle between Ace and Sabo. That brat to him will make a new era and become most powerful pirate. He even sure that brat will surpass Roger. To be continue. Chapter 30, Epilogue. Epilogue. The sun rising up. The pirate one by one waking up and doing their own job. The Strafut still sitting on the Moby deck with leisure. They talking among the self and making plan toward Dressrosa. One of the Whitebeard crew on the crow nest scouting around and spotted a ship coming toward them. He looked carefully and widened his eyes when he saw a dog figurehead ship sail toward them. A marine ship coming. He yelled making all of them tense up. Who is it Yoi? Marco asked. Garp. He answered back making Marco cursed. The three brother tense up. Ace, Sabo and Luffy looking pale making Marco and Law puzzled. Run. Luffy yelled with panic. Ace and Sabo packing their things in a rush without thinking. They run toward Luffy that still panic and drag Law along the way. That shitty geezer. Ace said while dragging Luffy. If that old man find out I still alive, I gonna die again from his fist of love. Sabo pushing Law from behind. Minna. All aboard. Sunny. Luffy yelled making the Strafut side and the two revolutionary wonder. After all of them on the deck of Sunny, a figure with yellow raincoat standing on the figurehead with a wide smile on his face. Ace and Sabo surprise. Sunny let's go. Luffy commanded. Yes, Captain. Thank you for taking care of them. Sunny said and turned toward Whitebeard and his crew. Thatch jaw drop out. Izo, Namor and Marco still didn't believe what they saw. Whitebeard just smile. The others still in shock with what they see and hear. I'm going with them now. I come back later Oyaji. Ace said and bowed his head making Whitebeard proud. He laughed out. Awesome tell Gigi I miss him. We going now. Thank you. Luffy said. Gigi. The other Whitebeard crew yelled. Law and Jimbei surprised. Garp is your grandfather, Luya. Law asked. Luffy nodded and confirmed while Ace and Sabo telling him Garp is a monster who want them to join Marine and about his fist of love. Minna hold on tight. We got to fly. Sunny said while dancing on the figurehead. They all prepare and Sunny coup to burst out from there before Garp ship land beside Moby Dick. The Whitebeard crew looking at the flying ship with awe. The ship really did fly. Garp that already standing on the deck of Moby Dick said. The other surprise. Natsuminatsu. Garp. Whitebeard looked toward the Vice Admiral. Wahahaha. I hope the brat and my brat didn't cause you any trouble, Newgate. Garp said with relief when he saw Luffy and Ace safe and healthy. The blonde in between them making him wonder who he is. Your brat, Yoi. Marco puzzled. I tried to train them to be a strong marine. They against it and set sail to be a pirate. Garp irritated. All three of them? Thatch asked. Three. What do you mean? Garp wondered. That three brother really a bunch of chaos. Thatch replied. Garp remember the blonde between Ace and Luffy. He recognized that blonde. The blonde that always with his two brat. His other grandson. The other brat alive. Garp said with fond and relief tone. Newgate surprised to see the Vice Admiral reaction. Not 3 but 4. They gonna get wild after this. Gururara. Whitebeard said while laughing out. 4. Garp puzzled. Eventually, Luffy gained another brother with him, Yoi, Trafalgar Law. Marco stated, making Garp surprised. Wahahaha. Another brat. I will give him my fist of love too. Come Newgate, let's have some drink. We can talk all day. Let just said this is appreciation for saving and taking care for my 4 little devil. Garp said and laughed while command his subordinate to bring sake to Whitebeard's ship. The other just let him be because they already used to his antics. Disclaimer: this story do not belong to me, the author is The Brother Smile by Natsuminatsu. The end.